Hello! As my stream deck decides to stop working, I get to fix that. Welcome everybody. We are the Lost Caravan RPG. My voice is a little scratchy today because I'm getting over being sick, finally. But we're gonna power through anyways and try to kill all these make friends with all these lovely characters. Excuse me. But yes, we are the Lost Caravan RPG. We do one shots, we do mini campaigns, we do long running campaigns. If it's TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. Tonight, we are playing some Through the Breach. It is a game based on the Malifaux tabletop, and it's a dark place. It's a world much like our own, very much parallel to Earth, but it is the only place where you can get in a resource known as a soul stone, and it is what everyone here on Earth needs in order to cast magic, because our own world has run out. So people go through the portal, back and forth. They go through the breach, if you will, and they mine up all of the soul stone and they bring it back to Earth and sell it for oodles of money and then come on back and do it again. The only downside of this place is that there's monsters everywhere. There's undead, and, not that our party would know anything about Neverborn or undead. That's ridiculous.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, of course not.
No, not at all.
Who are you impugning right now?
I mean, there's two of us, let's be honest.
We're not impugning anything. Not to impale them, though.
Oh, no.
Hey, you went there.
Hey.
Hey, I'm
With friendly
impugning here.
hugs.
Anyways, before we get into it, need to have my mute button on reflex here. I do want to pass it over, give the lovely cast and crew a chance to tell you who they are, who they're playing, and what their deepest darkest fear is. I'm gonna kick up some music. This is a little loud. Let me know. I will turn it down. But we will start screen left to screen right, starting with Jeff.
Just gets picked first, man. I am Jeff. I am playing Ross Creepy Nelson, as I've been dubbed by my group for whatever reason. Ross is just your friendly neighborhood guy, just trying to get along with everyone and not poking around too much, just experiencing with magic, raising a little undead if he can. I mean, no, you never do that. Yeah. Had a grand old time with these guys, hoping for more adventures.
And greatest fear.
My greatest fear, well, Ross's greatest fear.
Ross's greatest fear.
Who cares what my greatest fear is? Ross's greatest fear is, I think, abandonment. Yeah.
So he brings families together after all this time.
Yeah. He brings long lost people back to their friends and family.
Yeah.
When he can. Yeah.
All right, moving over to Sin.
Ooh, I'm Sin, Synthetic 20. And I am playing Dwayne Lewis. My pronouns are they, them. Dwayne Lewis's are he, him. And he's just trying to do good things and, not really succeeding very often. And trying to think what his fear would be. I don't think there's that much left. Probably being forgotten after he goes.
Relatable. All right, brings us over to Turk.
Hey everybody, I'm Turk or Turkey Sent It on Twitch and Twitter, and I'm of course playing Thomas Bluefinger Shelby. How do you do? Who is of course your gun-toting voice of the law here. And would never betray his friends.
Good thing we
Maybe
aren't
these
your
people on
friends.
screen, but yeah. Uh, but yeah, his greatest fear is probably being unable to get the vengeance he seeks and protect those around him from the horrors that he has seen. He's kind of already seen how his horrors manifest, so you know, it's all diluted from there.
Yeah. I'm sure nothing else bad will happen. I'm sure everything will be great.
Never. It'll all be peaches and cream.
It'd be great.
All right, and then that brings us over to Robin.
Hi, everybody. I'm Robin, Ginger Brigade on Twitch and Twitter. I'm playing Maeve. You're totally not a Neverborn doctor. Totally not. Totally human. Totally human. Um, honestly, her greatest fear almost happened. Like she's afraid of being found out as a Neverborn and just right on the spot. So it almost happened. Still might happen.
I mean, who knows? Oh, did we get did we get a greatest fear from Thomas?
Yeah, no. I talked about how, you know, failing to protect people.
Oh
and
yeah.
Remember?
All
I
that
said it already
nonsense.
happened. It was mysterious.
All that nonsense.
Coming out here making me
Hurry
reiterate things.
All right, and of course I'm Andrew, your games master with very little voice, but we're gonna power through, as I need to get back to playing TTRPGs. It's like an addiction. Yeah, why don't we jump into a little bit of backstory, get everyone caught up in our tale, and we'll jump on into it, since we got a lot of ground to cover. Last time, we did some exploring through the town, got to meet some very interesting figures here in Malifaux, and even got to walk by a tall, fiery, red-headed woman carrying a massive katana whose heels vibrate against the ground with every step. An individual known only as Lady Justice.
Mommy. Sorry, what? Lady
I
Justice,
think,
yeah.
I think Hoop said it wrong. No, I think you're right.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait for her to kill all of you.
All of us?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, becoming a death marshal is a death in a way.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm a tier 3 subscriber, so.
But yes, you did pass by Lady Justice and her death marshals on their way out of the guild headquarters and out towards official business. You received a payoff from one inventor who may or may not have sent you down to your deaths, but you survived, mostly. One of you didn't fare quite so well. Margaret sort of got caught in an explosion and, in an act of desperation, called out for help. And it's answered back in the form of the void, the space in between reality and nightmare. It's saved her life and maybe put a target on her back from Thomas. But Thomas has so many targets right now. You gotta join the line. You gotta join the list. You received a nice payday, and on your way to get some rest, get some drinks, to spend your money, you encountered a tall, lanky figure with a pumpkin for a head, shears for hands, and a thirst for blood. It carved through some of your companions, but you did manage to take it out again, as this figure has repeatedly tried to hunt you down, some of you at least, looking for an artifact that one of you carries in your pocket. A Neverborn artifact, specifically a tooth. Now, you are, of course, welcome to elaborate on our little bit of downtime on that in our downtime if you'd like. But we, before we left off, like a month ago, we did have a little bit of a standoff in the hallway between Dwayne and Thomas. Dwayne letting you know that these individuals, at least for the moment, are under Dwayne's protection, and you should at least see where this goes before you try to put a bullet in any of their heads. Thomas said, eh. And that was about the end of that conversation.
Sounds about right.
No. But from there, you all had a few days to recuperate, to tend to your wounds, to spend your new small fortune of script. Does anyone have anything that they would like to do during this downtime?
How many things?
Uh, Only thing that I really need to do is grab a shield.
Yeah.
I've been saving up for
Easy enough.
saving up for more, but we'll talk about that another day.
Living is expensive. Nope, not human shield. That's a different thing.
Heater shield.
Thank you. There we go. Deflecting and shield +1. Deflecting means that when you take the defensive stance, you also gain armor +X. So that's cool.
It's actually the only way to get 3 armor also. Because you can't, at least I was able to find, you couldn't get 3 armor through what you have equipped.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Track down a nice reputable blacksmith, one that works jobs throughout the guild. Whips it up in about a day. And is there anything fancy you'd like on it?
Nothing fancy. I will at least inquire if the blacksmith, not that we have to act it out, but if the blacksmith deals in pneumatics, or if they know anyone that does, because I'm going to be looking to get some work done soon.
He doesn't, but there are plenty that do. A reputable one would be an individual by the name of Lawrence Sanders.
Does he go by the Colonel?
He does not. He goes by the Lone Rider.
Okay.
He used to be a mercenary, and then the entirety of his mercenary company was eaten by Neverborn.
Well, then I will drop by Lawrence's shop just to introduce myself and get an understanding of his rates for future work.
Absolutely. He'd be a little more tucked away than the others. He doesn't really, advertise out to the streets. He tends to work custom jobs, which pays well enough that he doesn't need to worry about having a storefront open or anything. But yeah, even just stepping in, you'd smell coal and sulfur and heated metal and a very acidic mixture of chemicals that just hang on the air. But you'd see all kinds of parts just kind of scattered around the room.
And because I think it's a little bit more interesting, at least, Dwayne will show him his shoulder of his right arm, where there has been some decay in the joint. So he's looking to get more money so he can, pay the guy what he's owed, but he wants to get it done sooner rather than later because it seems like his arm might not work right for a long period of time.
Are you looking
And
for...
I offer that up to the DM to do with what you will.
Are you looking for an advanced prosthetic?
Yeah. Like mechanically just looking for upgrading from a full limb to an advanced full limb.
Beautiful.
But story-wise, I want it to be that,
Of course.
this is old and broken down. It was from when he started, like he started becoming a mercenary because he was injured in the mines and to afford the maintenance and upkeep of his arm.
Of course. Well, he'll take some measurements and see what he can do about, throwing a little bit of flair into it.
Much appreciated.
Anytime. Because you got the script, of course.
I will soon.
Turns out everybody in town's going to have a nice, gravelly voice today.
I'm going round.
Yeah. All right. Anyone else? I know we picked up some weapons.
I actually had a question about a weapon too.
Yeah.
So I think Maeve would be trying to find somebody who could craft a fighting claw, but to where the claws can go back into the glove so that it's not as obvious it's a big clawed glove. Standard cost is 8 script, so paying for an augment of retractable claw.
You want to make it concealable.
Yeah, I guess that would be the augment then, because it would just look like a metal glove. Yeah.
Shorten it.
Yeah.
That's one extra script.
Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, easy. That would take maybe a couple hours.
I figured. She doesn't want anything crazy fancy with it. Just, yeah. That has the special fist load, which, if using martial arts, gets an extra draw. So.
All right,
and
then.
I am skilled in martial arts, so.
While you are running around town, what skill do you feel you would use to conceal your neverbornness?
Well, I mean, it's not super obvious, so maybe some shades like Withermore wears, and like a hat that covers the tops of her ears because they're kind of pointy. But
yeah,
blue lips just look like makeup. Fingers crossed to her. She just thinks that, she assumes that people think that it's makeup. So she's been going with that assumption since she came into town. So yeah.
Sure. What skill would you associate with that?
None of them are going to be good, so I guess deceive or deceive or stealth, and they're both at -1.
Deceive, convince.
Convince is a 2. Convince is a +2. If you're letting me use convince, we'll
absolutely.
Use that.
So it's
also, for the record, we were just talking about your ability to create toolkits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could make a convincing disguise.
I don't have any ranks in convince though. I have to have
Ah.
at least one rank in it.
Well, what's your AV?
2.
No positive or negative twist to this.
No.
That is a 4 of rams.
Oh god. Yeah, let's not. I can't believe I'm gonna go ahead and burn it. 9.
9
I at
of
least want it
rams.
over a 10, man.
Yeah. You would probably, on your way back to the tavern, pass by a handful of individuals all talking about the witch hunter squadron that is headed back to town. Even passing by a handful of very emaciated, shrunken individuals that just wear nothing but one long sheet over their bodies that just kind of hangs down and nearly runs along the ground. You know that these are almost minions to the witch hunters. These are former spellcasters that were so overloaded with magic that they lost their ability to cast, but still work great as magic detectors.
I will attempt to give them a wide berth without looking suspicious.
Yeah, they would walk past you no problem. You don't radiate magic or anything.
Cool.
These creatures are called witchling stalkers.
Don't give me that look, Turk. Don't you do that to me.
But you'd make it home, no problem.
Cool. Whew.
I should say, as far as you can tell.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, if you would like to flip
Mr.
for,
Beaton coming back to running games, eh?
Yeah, there he is. What
if
do I pull to know if I'm followed?
I mean, what skill would you like to use?
Where? It's notice, but it's a 0, so it'd be a straight roll or pull. Wow,
Said it.
I'm the one saying it. I said it this time. I know. I mean, go ahead and pull. Let's see if I notice.
There's a 4 of tomes.
And I have no idea.
I'm sure you were just thankful to have made it back to home safely.
Got it and got it back. Yeah.
All right. Ross, Thomas?
Creepy, you want to go for it?
So maybe this is something I can prep RP wise for my next level. So maybe Ross would, he's interested in some higher learning in magics, and he's going to inquire with the guild about learning about this new method he heard about called the Refined Oxford Method, which is a variant of the Oxford Method that is usually employed by the guild, but both are used by the guild. So, he's going to try to find maybe someone to teach him. And he's ready to spend some script to do so.
Yeah. I mean, officially getting teaching through the guilds would take probably a lot more time and a lot more invasion of your personal rights than you might appreciate. But there's always another way. Script will always get you there. It just might take a little more than you are willing to part with. If you are looking for official means, that is probably going to call quite a bit of investigation into your current abilities. But if you're looking off the books, I would probably call that a notice, but what do you think? What kind of skill do you think you would involve there?
Do you find someone to
Yeah.
help me?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's notice.
I mean, you could go for the stealthy approach. You could try to convince. You could try to intimidate.
You know what? I was actually going to do the whole. No, I'm literally going to the guild and try to fake it.
Deceiving. Okay. What's your AV?
-2.
Mine's
But here's the thing, Hoop. I have a talent
Uh-huh.
called secretive spellcasting.
Uh-huh.
When this character casts a spell or manifested power, she may discard a card to make her magical theory appear to be Thalarian doctrine.
Uh-huh. So you're going under the guise of being a Hilarion trained spellcaster.
Yes, and I was hoping that maybe the fact that I have this general talent would help me out in some way.
Sure. Would you like to discard a card?
I'll even discard a card if you want me to.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to pass off your spellcasting.
Discarding a 2.
That's prevents you from having this being at a negative flip.
What if I discarded a higher card?
Wouldn't matter.
Wouldn't matter? Alright, cool.
That's a 4 of masks. That's 3 4s in a row.
Can I cheat that?
Yeah. I don't know if that's shown up, but yeah, it's 3 4s in a row.
It's actually gonna be a 12 of crows.
So down to a 10 of crows.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. You see a whole sign-up list for noticeably younger participants than yourself. But, you know, it's never too late to learn the path of controlling your magics. And a small donation to the guild of 5 script, and you would be added to the list.
Alright, Denzo.
There's a small wait as the most of the instructors were sent off to fulfill their witch hunting duties. But when they come back, I'm sure there'll be plenty of room in the class.
Sounds good.
All right, Thomas.
Thomas is going to do 2 things. One, he's getting a goddamn gun and a lot of ammo. Rather, he's going to a gunsmith he trusts. Probably someone who helped him get the parts for Shelly and Christy. And he's looking into a clockwork pistol. He would love to get a Peacebringer, but you know, those are for later.
But you are quite literally looking for a good blacksmith
In need of a good blacksmith.
by the name of Julius Good.
Yeah, he's gonna open the door. Just gonna slam my headphones on over my head here. Julie, been too long.
Well, that depends if you got any script this time.
I had script the last time I showed up. Just so happened to
Eventually.
ask if you could. I'm good for it.
I know
Looking
you
to add
are.
a little member to the family.
Well, good news then. A bunch of my work schedule just cleared up.
Damn right it did. And like in my head, it kind of becomes like a little montagey thing where like gets all the accessories and he's looking over me, picks one, and then he just literally like, starts pulling it apart and pointing to all the things he wants changed in aspect because I got some modifications on this one.
Oh.
And then at the end, when he's, given the whole he does a whole series of, gun twirls and get the feel for it and slots it in. It's the John Wick.
It's totally John Wick, man.
It's the John Wick. Just and
You're
for
our John
dinner.
Wick.
And
Yeah.
for dinner, what would
Where's
you
your
like?
dessert, man? I want to know what your dessert choice is.
Something meaty. No. So it is gonna have a custom action and what's it? Grip. So like complete back half of the gun is all custom made to his bit, and the powder is gonna be extra packed here. And then finally, for dessert, he's gonna look over. I need something that's gonna make a hell of an introduction for anyone who shouldn't be at the party. And he's gonna point to some flamer rounds.
Oh no.
Torch bullets rather.
Okay. It whip up your customizations. Wouldn't take but maybe an hour.
Gun by the name of Rice.
Just want to say Turk is always cosplay to the max. The only way in which I'm cosplaying Dwayne is I have a pain in my right shoulder right now.
Hey, that's hardcore.
Yeah.
Really
but-
a method act.
Really getting into character.
No, and once he's done there, he's gonna take a long walk through town back to the guild. And he's going to go back towards rather he's going to try and get a feel for where the members of a certain community, recruitment or office might sit. And he'll actually go up to the contact that the group had and just straight up ask them where the marshals are.
The marshals themselves are kind of a roving band. When they're in town, they occupy one of the upper floors of the guild.
Mhm.
When they aren't, running into them is a coin flip. As these are individuals whose entire lives are now dedicated to duty, protecting the people of Malifaux, and anyone that they deem as a threat doesn't get to be a threat for very long. Although, if you are looking to track them down outside of the city walls, it would be an awfully great place for you to show them what you can do.
Well, I'll get that explanation. I got some things to sort out before we do that. Little business needs attending to. You leave a note with him in case you catch him first.
See what I can do.
That's all I can ask of you, friend.
Let's
Well.
slide over just a little token symbol, something that you've seen death marshals wearing, not necessarily the full flaming skeleton coffin on their back marshals, but they still have just foot soldier rifleman marshals. Slides one over. I'll keep you from getting shot should you run into one of them, Field.
Look it over, flip it, and just tuck it into my pocket for now. Appreciate it much. Have a good day, Commissioner.
Good luck.
I never needed it. And we'll just walk away and go to rejoin the group.
All right.
I imagine no one's been reaching out for social calls. Blue fingers.
No, can't imagine.
Nah. But yep, that's what I do.
Well, come the end of your little stint of downtime, Margaret and June would both have excused themselves at one point, claiming to needed to attend to other business, but would meet you right back here just as soon as they were done. And one evening, as those of you that eat here would be finishing up your meal of something slathered in gravy, some form of meat, some form of potatoes, occasionally a vegetable. They've never heard of fruit. But you see an individual step in, dressed very finely. Leathers that have probably never seen the actual road. A weapon and its holster that they look polished enough that you don't know if those two have ever been separated. How's that? Step in, kind of adjusting their vest. Look around the room. This hour of the evening, where would you say the four of you are? Like I said, it's about dinner time.
Probably eating dinner, I would guess.
Eating
Yeah.
dinner.
Are you
No,
sitting
so-
with us, Withermore?
No, of course not. I already finished my dinner and I'm off to the side with a drink and a book.
You don't get too many visitors, especially this time of night. Anyone that does step in is either looking for a place to, much like yourselves, hide and heal, or is looking for trouble. This individual doesn't look like he's ever seen much of either. Older, probably late 50s, a pair of glasses affixed to his face with a cord attaching around the back. In one hand, just a small stack of books. The other hand, a piece of parchment that looks down at, looks around the room at the maybe dozen guests. And I don't think any of you are particularly hiding.
No, but I do get a bonus to being unnoticed.
That's
Literally,
good to know.
I have a skill called unassuming.
Well, I can simply take that skill and just exclude you from this flip if you'd like.
That'd be great. Thank you very much.
All right.
I literally look like nothing. A string
Ross?
of a straw bean.
The 10 of crows. Then, let's see, Dwayne, that's an 11 of crows.
Did you shuffle? I
I
swear.
many times. And Maeve, that's a 12 of masks.
So we get 4s for the important things, and then
Uh-huh.
you give us 12s for being noticed or not.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
Cool. Cool. Hey, it's got to.
Yep.
RP's got to happen somehow.
So Maeve, this individual starts to, saunter into the room, still kind of looking down at the list, back up around the room. Eventually starts, making a beeline up towards the bar. Looks over at you, stops. Down at the paper. Back up at you. Back down at the paper. And then starts headed your way.
Incoming? Just looks at Dwayne and Ross like,
What the hell you mean?
Ross is like nose deep in a book, just flipping the page. What are you talking about?
I
Not
elbow
even
Ross.
looking up.
I will elbow Ross. And I'm guessing Dwayne may not be facing that direction of the room, so I'll point over his shoulder at the person beelining it towards our table.
All right, then Dwayne will stand and interpose himself in between the beeline and Maeve. Can I help you, friend?
Oh. Looks back down at the list. Back up at you. Oh, good. There's two of you. It was given a list of individuals that were interested in meeting with some of our witch hunter contacts. Said that you had an important discussion to have with them. If I'm in the wrong place, I do apologize.
Really quickly, this is not ringing a bell for Sin.
So at the end of the last session, when you were talking with the guild sergeant, you asked if they could put you in contact with a guild official spellcaster to help you identify your artifact.
It's furthest down.
Yep.
Yes, we were looking for a contact. Good on ya. Hey. And it takes Dwayne a second to not refer to Ross as creepy, because this is like official business. So there's a pregnant pause there. Ross.
Yes. He'll just close the book and look up. I thought we were eating. What is going on?
Well, we were eating, now we're talking. You got that thing?
I mean, I have a lot of things. I have this book I've been reading. That's really been interesting.
Mystical ball.
The stone. Yes. I do. Oh, is this the gentleman from the guild?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Oh, I'm not the witch hunter in question. No, I am a messenger.
Well, don't need to get into what we got then. My apologies. What's the message?
Well, the message is that I'm here to escort you. They ran into a little bit of trouble making it back to the city and won't be back in time to meet with you. So I've come to collect you, bring you to them.
Finishing the last of his soup. All right. Well, I guess
Is
it's
this guy in like a uniform that matches them or anything like that? Like,
He looks like a... I mean, if you've ever played any old Western games like Red Dead,
yeah.
it looked very much like a shopkeep. Kind of like a white button-up shirt underneath a vest. Got like that little like bandy thing around the arms.
But
I'm getting the idea that if we were in a more stereotypical setting, he might have an English accent.
It could.
But he doesn't have any like witch hunter insignia or guild insignia or anything on him.
He does have guild insignia, yeah.
Okay. That's what I was looking for.
So, like, we're not in a stereotypical setting.
Weird. There's living nightmares.
All right.
It's a monotypical setting.
Withermore is making his way over to the table,
It's
just
like-
because the person's been chatting for a while.
That joke actually hurt my brain for a second.
Even though it's a -1 for me, can I have a pull for scrutiny, please?
Absolutely. AV?
-1. I as a player would do it. Maeve is a little unsure, but most likely you're gonna win. Crap!
That's a
Well, I
black
got it out of the
joker.
way. I got the black joker out of the deck, guys. It's fine.
Yep.
It's fine. It's just me rolling ones all over again, Hoop.
I mean,
You know what,
Roll?
though?
No. I said it because it's a different game where I happened, but still.
Rolling.
Black Joker in this situation?
I completely trust this guy.
you know, yeah, I mean, you lock eyes with him for a moment, and he just gives you a smile. Like, he's old to the point where you can see the dentures.
Mhm.
They're very rudimentary, but they function. He legit looks like a librarian, a historian. just someone who's probably worked in the guild since he was like 14, found a job that he likes that was safe, and kept it for like 45 years,
I mean, if you got something you love to do, do it. Yeah.
basically.
All I got is one question. You were with the witch hunters, or like how did
No.
you get to us?
I work just up the street.
Oh,
They said he like waves the paper. Sent me a notice. She would be here to come to
Oh.
collect you.
that makes so much more sense. I was wondering if you were more than I might expect, because you look about 100 pounds soaking wet.
No, I know how to ride a horse. I've fired my weapon before.
All right.
Impressive resume.
You know,
Good lord. Finally looks over at Thomas, looks down at the list. Oh,
I'm with them.
terribly sorry, I didn't notice you.
No, he does that. Don't worry. You're fine.
Well,
We moving or what?
yes, the sooner the better.
Sounds like we're moving then.
probably so.
Hey, do you all have horses?
Can't say it's ever behooved me.
Don't get out of the city much.
All right, not a problem. I will call a wagon for you. I heard the pun and I appreciate it.
Hmm.
I'm gonna shoot
What?
you later. Don't worry.
No, I know
think
it's
Stan
fine.
just wanted to ignore the
Put me out
pun.
of my misery, Turk. Just do it.
No, I think I just straight up did not hear the
I
pun.
said it's never behooved me to get a horse.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I said it in character.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Yes, if you would like to gather all of your things, I will find us a wagon and meet you out front.
I'll go and help you. I'm already set.
I
And
appreciate
for
it.
the record, apparently Sin has a negative flip to notice tonight. So
Oh,
do with that what you will.
I also feel left out. Everybody else is wearing glasses. I've got glasses too. Oh, what's up?
All right. You all have a few moments to gather whatever supplies you need. You are going to be venturing outside of the city of Malifaux. This means that you are losing the constant protectant vigil that the guild offers you. If there's any final thing that you would like to have said that you picked up in your downtime, that would be your chance.
We're not doing food and stuff like that, right?
Are you not bringing food?
I'm asking you, Hoop, if we're doing it game food, like rationing and stuff.
Feel free to bring food if you'd like to.
I got water and trail rations.
There you go.
I'll purchase some as well.
You don't have to have a specific amount, but just simply having some sort of survival sustenance on you might not be a bad idea.
I mean, I've got 2 bottles of wine, so
There you go.
yeah.
I have literally no idea what I have other than the, like, weapons and mechanical things.
I mean, if I could find the right supplement book to say that I've crafted a bunch of alchemical stuff, I would. But I can't find the right supplement book.
I think that's... I don't know
It's
what the
under
Bayou
quarantine.
book is. Is it in the quarantine?
Under quarantine.
Yeah, under quarantine, the alchemy stuff is under Taliesin Trinkets.
Thank you.
I think things like dynamite and moonshine bombs are probably going to be in the Bayou book, whatever one that's called.
It's into the bayou.
Into the bayou? Yeah. You're probably looking at that one.
As a general question, say that we are preparing for 4 days, like, journey. Not saying that's how long we'll be out there, but, just preparing for that. How much script would it cost to be stocked up?
Fantastic question. Let's look how much a ration costs.
So I don't think there's a price for ration. It literally specifies prices for perishables, for meats, for livestock, and alcohol.
I mean, alcohol is a necessity. I'm not sure.
No, absolutely, but
Well, I got 2 bottles of it, man.
it's at page 248. I don't know how you want to do that. Do you want to say like
Uh,
a script a day?
Well, salted beef is something that can last on the road, like a trail ration, like beef jerky,
Yeah.
and that's 0.15 script per pound.
Yeah, so that's why I was wondering, do you really want to play
No.
like how you want to play this?
You do not need to spend a specific amount, like track it, line by
Okay.
line. But if you want to say like you spend 5 script to just make sure you're stocked up and good, that works for me. Or like 2 scripts so you can just kind of get by, just have the bare essentials. 100% up to you.
I'm fine with spending 5 script.
I'll spend 5 a script.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Preparing for just in case the journey is longer than expected, basically, is my attitude.
I would say that for 5 script, you can basically, as we're going outside of the city walls, at any point you could be like, in that 5 script, I would have liked to have spent some of it on this basic survival need. So,
Okay.
yeah. Just like, how much do you cost? How much does a banjo cost?
3.
3 script for a banjo.
Wow.
It's 75 script for a riding horse.
But
Oof.
1 script for a harmonica.
There you go. 5 harmonicas. All right. Well, with your supplies gathered, with Thomas stepping out into the cool night air under the new moon, washing the city of Malifaux, its bright, bright light. The individual who waits until you are both out there alone would hold out a hand. Leroy.
I'll take it, Thomas.
Meet
Call
you.
me Blue Fingers if you need to.
Hey, I'll stick with Thomas.
Probably the best.
Well, we at a guild wagon station over here. It's some strange companions that got back there.
Way of saying it.
Not judging. A lot of strange individuals through these streets, and they've done a lot more good for the city than I have.
Though they might have done some good on the way.
And he'd take a few moments to step in, hands over like a small writ to the cashier behind who disappears. You hear some commotion going on in an attached barn. The massive barn doors open and a pair of horses pulling a uncovered wagon just trots on out into the street. He quickly signs for it, steps back out onto the street with you. Would you prefer to drive? I can, of course, but you seem capable enough.
Whatever you're comfortable with, friend. And I'll hop up and take the reins.
What's the skill for that?
I hope there's not a skill.
What? You didn't take land vehicles?
Oh, I put all those points into vehicles.
I think it's husbandry.
I have 2 dots in husbandry. I have a 4 AV for husbandry. If that's how you drive a cart, I can do it.
Also, could I make an argument for homesteading?
I have a -1 in homesteading, though.
I've got 4 AV in that.
Homesteading is maintaining the materials of everyday life, whereas husbandry, where's that?
Husbandry is the skill of breeding and training animals.
Caring for livestock and riding and / driving transport animals.
Oh,
There it is.
it came in handy. Yes.
Husbandry skill is used to control mounts, making it an important skill for anyone who plans to spend any amount of time in the saddle.
I'm useful for more than my doctoring.
All right. Well, Thomas, if you'd like to pass the reins on over to Maeve as you pull back up in front of the tavern, your companions step out into the cold night air and join you.
Mm-hmm. Maeve, you're driving.
Oh, okay. She'll happily
Hop
climb
in.
up.
I'm in shotgun though.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Leroy would just climb on into the back, leaving the two of you in a small bench seat, while everyone else is in, words are perpendicular benches to you.
Is this a
Right.
covered wagon?
Uncovered.
Uncovered.
I hope
Yeah.
that made sense in my brain.
Yeah, we're sitting this way and they're behind us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you get me. Well, Maeve, what is your AV for husbandry
4.
or... before I flip this, you can all draw a card from your fate deck, because I'm going to shuffle mine.
Oh my gosh. That's that
Already?
fast.
I'm going to put the Black Joker back into play.
Oh.
Great.
I tried, guys. I tried.
All right. That's an 11 of crows for 15.
Yep, I'm good with it.
You are going to make excellent time. Passing through the city gates. How often do you all leave the city?
Unless it would have come up in mercenary work, I can't imagine Dwayne ever having left the city. Like, maybe never in his life.
That's
Are
fair.
there towns outside of the city, or is it just the city here?
Malifaux is kind of the hub. There are settlements and villages outside, but none of that really has guild protection.
Yeah, we're the more from outside in one of those minor settlements.
Yeah.
Just but so he's somewhat familiar with traveling by road, but he doesn't really make a habit of it anymore.
Ross is born and bred in the city kind of person. So
Yep.
Wilderness is not very attractive to him. He's like the bookworm, likes the books, gravitates towards civilization.
Well, considering that Maeve's first pursuit was pioneer, and I have a good chunk of that, and I think she would probably bounce out to other settlements just to be as like a checkup doctor kind of person, even without a job, just because she wants to take care of people. So, not frequently, but like has been outside of the city more than once or twice.
Fair. Well, now, whether this is familiar territory or a brand new experience, you all hear the sound of the wheels just grinding against the rock as you pretty quickly make your way along the road and away from the city of Malifaux. For the first leg of the journey, I just need someone to make a skill challenge. Whatever skill you would like to associate with having a safe journey. Maeve is already done. You're driving.
I'm busy.
I'll take a notice.
Sure.
As I'm riding shotgun, I'll be responsible for keeping my eyes and ears open.
What's your AV?
4.
That is a 2 of Rams.
Yeah?
Please tell me you have a good cheat card.
I have no good cheat cards. Looking for crows, I think. There. I do. I'll make that a 7 of crows, which is going to do my skill trigger.
Oh.
So 7 plus 4 is going to be 11, and then that's going to be my notice trigger. I gain on alert until we enter dramatic time for the first time. So I get extra card pull to my initiative.
Oh. Very cool. Well, that is definitely a success for the first leg of the journey. You see, for about an hour, where you are tailed by a small murder of crows that just occasionally land among the treetops. These gnarled remains of trees with their branches just hanging down, almost like elongated hands and fingers. And they take back up into the sky and follow you for a while longer, landing again to watch you, cocking their heads inquisitively, but do eventually leave you alone.
Could I note 2 things for the record?
Absolutely.
One, whenever we were getting together to leave the city, I would have put the counter spelling on Ross, Maeve, and myself. And secondly, I feel like it's appropriate because Dwayne spent much of his life out in the mines that if, until we hit, like, dramatic time and get into a fight, I feel like anything that he would try to do would probably be at a negative flip. Because the wide open spaces are like the antithesis of how he spent most of his life.
Well, you need one more for the second leg of this journey. Either Dwayne or Ross. Whoever doesn't go is going to be the final leg. So,
I can do a history?
Sure. How are you using history?
Just reading, trying to remember from what I've read, basically, if there's any important facts I would know about this area.
All right. AV?
5.
That is a 12 of crows. For a 17 of crows. Do you have any history triggers?
Yeah, it's books. It's tomes.
Well. Yeah. You'd pass by a handful of decrepit old buildings. Almost skeletons of their former selves. Things that used to be train depots, that used to be mining facilities, used to be cabins, bunks, something that looks like an old general store. Life has tried to reach out from the city walls of Malifaux, but more often than not, you get places like this. And at least from what you're seeing, the decay, the abandonment, it doesn't look like anything's been out here in a very, very long time. Which might be oddly comforting. All right. Wayne, what you got?
Trying to think because Dwayne has no useful skills in this arena. Might as well do wilderness because just about everything's going to be at -1.
All right.
And with the previously mentioned negative flip.
Well, that is an 11 of tomes for the first one, and a 1 of masks for the second one.
Oh gosh.
Sounds about right.
Because it is a negative flip, it cannot be cheated.
Makes sense. He's just trying to pay attention, but it's too much at once.
Let's pause on that music. Something a little.
And that's how they died.
I'm really glad you got that notice trigger there, Turk.
There we go. So, as by now you've been on the road for a good 3-4 hours, it is deep into the night. You can feel the pull of sleep occasionally hitting you, although it's not enough to send you off to sleep unexpectedly or anything. You're starting to feel it. And something carries on the wind. Some sound that your ears catch, but your mind doesn't quite register immediately. It's a howl. Could have just been the wind at first. Then that lone howl is joined by others. 2, 3, 6, 8 more. All letting their voices gather and carry on the wind. Maeve, being in the pilot seat, what would you like to do?
How many horses? Is it a 1 or a 2? 2. Okay. Do they sound like natural wolves, or are we hearing like possibly twisted abomination type wolves?
Would you like to make a wilderness challenge?
Oh God. I guess it's at a -1, but sure.
Sure. That's a 2 of tomes.
I have no idea. Cool. I mean, do we see any like structure or anything in the direction where we're going? Like the old man told us to go just this direction until we hit a group of people. Is that
Basically, yeah, there's a encampment out here somewhere, but it's still a little ways outside of town.
I honestly, I think she's just gonna, not realizing what they are, she's just gonna try and keep the horses on track. Just look at Turk and go, or look at Withermore. You're gonna have to watch out for things. I don't want them getting eaten, because if they get eaten, then we're eaten, and I don't want that.
He has 2 guns already at the draw. Just keep it going straight.
Realize I need my notebook. No reason. Well,
Really?
it is dark, but you do have an attached lantern to the wagon. Do you have any other light sources?
Daylight's pretty important. Dwayne probably would have grabbed a lantern with his preparations.
Sure, makes sense to me. I'm not grabbing a pen. What are you talking about?
Just having the put his lantern that's like one of them leading the cart and kind of trying to angle it. I'll throw one pistol and have one and have a hooded lantern to help point the other one at.
All right.
And I've got lantern as well as pistol out that I usually don't use, but this situation seems to call for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ross? Do we just hear a bunch of snoring coming from the far back?
No, I think the howls would have alerted him that something was going on, but he'd just be looking to the others and being like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Oh, I have an idea. In a situation like this with the wagon
Mhm.
as it is, would I be able to use my magic shielding to target the horses?
They are creatures. They are technically allies.
So I would switch the shielding to Maeve and the horses, just in case we're dealing with something spooky.
All right. And with that, as you do your best to keep the horses on an even keel, I'm going to flip for your husbandry one more time. A 5 of masks.
Nope, cheating that. 7.
7.
So 11.
Beautiful. They do start to kind of kick up, and you can see them getting a little more agitated, a little more spooked as the howling gets louder, but you keep them calm. What otherwise would have given you all a negative twist to your initiative now is keeping it flat, and Thomas with a positive twist. So, we go down the line. Ross, what's your initiative?
My initiative is 3.
3. That's a total of a 13 of masks. Dwayne. 0. That's a 13 of crows.
What?
Thomas.
4.
4. First card. A 13 of tomes. Second card. Black Joker.
Yes, get it out of there. Ah.
You are
You want to
last.
shovel in?
Maybe. Thomas is last. Maeve.
2.
2. That's a 10 of masks. I'm going to split them into 2 groups. The wolves is a... Oh, I don't need to flip for them. They have set initiatives. What am I doing? Perfect. Well, Ross. Or Ross or Dwayne, whichever would like to go first.
I will let Creepy take the lead.
Beautiful. As you manage to calm the horses down, the howls will cut and be replaced by a deep growl that starts from somewhere in the darkness and then just spreads out. And you can see figures now just running alongside the wagon, just barely on the edge of the light. Us.
Okay. I'm going to take one action and do imbue protection on myself. So discard a card, and when this character suffers, I get imbued protection +1. When this character suffers damage, reduce the damage suffered by a +1. Then reduce the value by 1.
All right.
This lasts until for 5 minutes.
Beautiful.
So that'll be my first one, and can't really see anything right now currently, correct?
You can
Like,
see very dark gray, almost black fur just on the edge of the light. And every bump in the road kind of shakes the lantern, and for a moment you can see more of them, and then when the lantern sways back, they disappear into the shadows.
um, is there a way to just skip? Or I guess I can wait?
I think there's like a held action.
Yeah, you could hold an
Yeah.
action.
I'm gonna wait till I get. No, I can't do that because I used my imbue action already.
Yeah.
The wait action is equal to the AP cost of the name action +1. So, actually, I'll use imbue protection on Dwayne. So I can
All
do
right.
that. So discard another card. So you get a +1 imbue protection. It's like armor, except it decreases.
When a character discards card, they're gonna mark you as prey.
Mark me as prey.
Mm-hmm.
Fun. Thank you.
All right. Dwayne.
Yeah. I am guessing that in order to attempt to impose, I have to be able to see the target.
You can see them enough that you could try to impose.
Okay. And is this pack like a separate, like, are they treated as separate creatures, or is it all one
They're-
entity?
I am splitting the entirety of the pack into basically 2 swarms.
Okay. If that is the case, then I would like to shout out, "The hell do you think you're howling about? Don't make me kick your ass." Saying it with enough confidence, and you know how you try to talk to dogs and convey the emotion that they might get from barks? Kind of like that.
Okay. Sure.
And I will attempt to impose, and I can target 2 creatures. So, if there are 2 swarms, then.
All right. That's your...
You have to make an intimidate challenge versus their centering skill.
versus their
Yeah.
centering.
Which
Beautiful.
is +5 for my intimidate.
Against the swarm, we'll say to the left of the wagon, that's a 9 of crows. Against the right of the wagon, a 6 of rams.
Okay. See.
So a 14 and an 11.
Yeah, I will, on the lower one, I'll use a king to bring that up to 18.
Absolutely. That is also going to mark you as prey, but both of them are successes.
And then I am going to go into a defensive stance. I do not need to discard a card for that because of an ability that I just got, in fact.
Beautiful.
So I have defensive +1. And with the imbued protection, basically armor of 3.
Basically.
I don't have my shield out, though, because I am holding the lantern. I said that I was doing that.
How many margins of success did he do versus their centering skill?
Oh, the The king would have actually been one margin of success.
Oh, so they suffer 2 negative flips when
Attack.
they target a creature other than myself.
Beautiful.
The regular is just 1 negative flip.
Well, the first of the wolf packs is going to go. They are going to start letting out yips and howls as they start their descent onto the wagon. They are going to, a few of them are going to move up and start harassing the horses, just nipping at them. Nothing too serious at the moment, but it looks like they're testing the waters. Others are going to appear as if from the darkness, just hurl themselves towards the back of the wagon, towards Dwayne and Ross. You are marked as prey, Dwayne, so this is a positive flip for the attack, and you took the defensive stance, so it would just be a just a regular flip.
Yeah.
What's your defense AV?
It is 1 plus 1.
That's a 5 of rams.
I don't have much better left.
So that's a 6, which means that is a margin of success. So this will be at a double positive flip for damage.
Okay.
Horrible damage flip. That is 6 damage. It's
Okay.
moderate.
That will bring me.
So it should
I'll
be
take
reduced
3.
down to 3, yeah.
And so now, because of that, you imbue protection leaves.
Okay.
And that symbolizes multiple wolves just leaping through the darkness, jaws just biting into you, and then letting go as they fade and just fall off the wagon and disappear back out into the darkness, just hit and run attacks left and right.
Oh, and I forgot. I also have lasting challenge, so that impose will last the rest of the dramatic time, or until I take the impose action again, or no. Actually, it doesn't say. I thought it said if I go unconscious it ends, but it doesn't.
Oh, crap, I used the wrong attack. That's fine. We'll use this attack against Ross. It's all good. Ross, you're marked for... you're marked as prey, which should get positive, but it is negative because of the intimidation. This should just be a flat.
That's the double negative or the just 1?
This is the single negative group.
Okay, cool. Defense is 4.
That's a 3 of crows.
I got no cards, so that's what it is.
So that's a double positive flip for damage.
That's fucking the red.
No.
It was wasted. I had a 10 and a 12 and a red joker. It was gonna be damage anyways. But at least I guess this is also a crit.
Yeah.
So it is 4
Ouch.
whole damage. Reduced down to 3. And we gotta look up some crits.
Great.
I should really bookmark this page.
It's 304.
Oh, I'm not even close.
Wait, is this a weak, a moderate, or a
I gotta
severe?
flip for it.
Yeah.
Also, I have a question.
Mhm.
Since these are on the same initiative tick, would I be able to use my manifested power for Ross, or because this happened after, I've got to wait until next turn?
What do you mean?
When I take damage, I can heal an ally for 1 point.
I would say it's at the same time. You could absolutely do it.
Okay. So, Ross, you'll get 1 HP back.
So I flip a card, and this is what we go for our crit. This is the first red Joker that I've gotten to use against the party. It's always the party that gets to use them for damage. That's a 1 of crows. Crows means that it's against the victim's arm. 1 means that it's weak. And a 2 or less,
2.
how lucky, the crit does nothing.
Okay, because I was gonna say I've got protected crows on my arms.
It does nothing.
Perfect.
Got a red Joker and I did 2 whole damage. But that's
I mean,
it.
you did 3, just one of them was healed, right?
And that brings us down to Maeve.
Okay. So, now that we've seen these things attack, do these look like regular wolves, or? Are we
They
seeing-
look like much larger than average wolves, but they are living.
Okay. Is there any way that I can mitigate the harassment of the horses without pulling weapon, but like with my husbandry check?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would
before
say
I do
that you could either cause them to start going faster, which is going to put the horses at risk, or you can do evasive maneuvers, which is not going to pull you away from the pack at all, but it will keep the horses from getting attacked.
I think evasive. I'll do evasive here because
Okay.
I would like the horses to stay alive. Before I do the pull though, I'm gonna do a 0 action of reassurance. Basically like, guys, it'll be fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Until my next turn, all friendlies within 3 yards get up to +1 to any result of to the result of any duel. So horses count as well if they have to pull for anything.
All right. That's a 2 of crows.
Let's go ahead and cheat that with a jack.
Alrighty then. An 11 of masks.
So that's a 15 total.
Yeah. The horses just starting off as you drift over to the left side of the road. The wolves start, encroaching, and then all of a sudden the wagon and the horses just barrel back on over to the right, causing them to have to scatter and pull back. There will be no attack against the horses next round.
Yay! That was my last good card, guys.
Well, I'm running very low on this deck.
Oh, good.
How many you got?
Probably 20. It's a rough guess.
20?
Low.
No. How many do you have left?
Yeah.
Is the 20? Oh.
Yeah, 20.
Oh.
That is pretty low when you consider combat.
True.
A lot of cards get flipped in combat.
Fair.
Well, about to help with that.
We have 1 action left. Would you like to do anything?
Ooh. I don't know if there's anything else I can do. I'm too busy driving to doctor anybody. I don't think my unimpeded comes into play here either, so... yeah, I got nothing. Unless I can double focus on driving.
You could assist. You could...
Can I assist pointing out the wolves so that Withermore has a better shot? Or at least
yes, absolutely. You could also pass your turn, which will raise you up in initiative for next turn.
That'll put me even with the wolves?
That would put you above the wolves.
Above the wolves.
Yep.
Then yeah, let's do that then. I'll
All
pass.
right.
Because if I can keep it so that they don't keep attacking the horses, choice.
That brings us to the other pack of wolves. They're going to do much the same thing, although they get no attack against the horses. This is the attack onto Dwayne. You're marked as prey, but you have your defensive stance, so it's just an even flip. 5 plus your defense AV.
+1 because of me.
So 2.
So a 7. That's a double positive flip for damage.
Damn.
Come on. There we go. And they're not going to use their claws this time, so the damage is going to be lower. But they are going to try to maul you to death.
Sounds delightful.
Oh god. 4, 5, and a 6 for damage. So that is 3 points of damage reduced down to 1.
And Ross will gain an HP.
And when they maul, the target suffers a critical hit of the appropriate severity. So that was a 6 of crows for damage. Crows means arms.
Hold on, I'm protected from rams and masks. Never mind.
That is hyperventilating. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Yep. Hyperventilating. Every action that the character takes that has a target number, it increases by 2. Every time the character takes the pass action, they can attempt a toughness challenge with a TN equal to 8, plus the current number of negative wounds, which you don't have any. On a success, you end your hyperventilation.
Okay.
I don't know if you have any actions that take a target number. Yeah, so probably won't matter. But you are now hyperventilating.
I guess technically Impose might have a target number, but they're imposed until the end of the combat.
I think that's a duel. I don't think that's a target number.
It's a duel.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to affect you at all.
It makes sense thematically, though, because open space, hyperventilation, freaking out.
Yeah. All right, so then that means that their wolfen claws are going onto Ross. This is at a double negative with a positive because you are prey, so it's just a single negative twist. Which means it's a positive twist because it's for your defense. But it doesn't matter because that's a 9 and a 9.
That's 13.
13.
Plus, with my +1.
Well, 14, that means you are going to avoid the attack.
Dodge.
You just hear Maeve's voice and then just duck down as a giant furry body just flies over top of you. But yep, they can't attack the horses. Not a great round for them. And at the bottom, with a black joker, Thomas.
Make it sound so bad, but I got everyone else to do everything I needed them to do. Yeah, no, I'm gonna send some pieces of the earth back towards it, hoping to take a brief point at some lupine motel on the side of the road, kind of thing. I'm shooting a wolf. Had all that time to think of it.
Pack on the left, the pack on the right.
Let's start with the right. I got enough bullets for everybody.
All right.
There's going to be a +1 to the flip as well.
Ooh.
Because it has a custom action.
And
or custom grip, rather.
A lantern, so there's no negative twist for not being able to see him.
Mm-hmm.
It's good because that's a 9 of masks. The other card was a 2 of masks.
Masks, you say? Oh, that's perfect. So that's going to get a +7 for my skill with a pistol.
So that's a 16. That's a positive twist for damage.
And it gets a second positive twist because it's brutal.
So double positive twist. They are hard to wound because they're a swarm, which gives a single negative twist, but you still end out with a positive. 4 of crows and a 4 of tomes.
All right. 4 crows and 4 tomes. I'll take a. That'd be what, regular or?
That would be the. Oh god, what is it called? Minor damage. The lowest one.
What do I need to get that up?
You could cheat it.
Well, yeah, but like, what am I looking for in regards to numbers?
Uh,
Because I'm already ricocheting.
a 6 would get you to moderate damage.
Oh, what? That's wild.
An 11 gets you to severe damage.
I already did it once. You can't, like, I wish I could, like, do this whole thing, but I don't have that. So I'll take the 6 and regular damage.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to ricochet, so if you could draw one more time for that damage. Within 3 yards, so I guess, does that hit, I can attack the other swarm?
Sure.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's a 7, which is also moderate.
Okay, so the first swarm on the right is going to take 4, and the one on the left is going to take 2.
The one on the right is pretty severely hurt. You see one of the massive wolf forms just drop and just tumble before disappearing into the dust and darkness.
Now this is an important question, Who.
Mm-hmm.
These are living characters, correct?
Yes.
Do they have at least minion rank?
Yeah.
How many died?
No.
Technically one.
One died?
Yeah.
I'll take it. So Ross, you know, like he was like, "Oh yeah, you did it," and then it just goes, and you just see like a white puff of smoke come out of the dead wolf,
As
And
it's
it
tumbling
just-
under our cart.
and it just like goes and like goes inside Ross's mouth and just goes, "Oh yeah, that was so cool. Good job, Thomas." Like nothing happened.
Did you heal from that? Like,
No.
do we? Oh my god.
I'm going to go take my second shot, because I think Thomas is a bit focused on the predators more than the prey in the back.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's another, 7 with two bonuses, because I'm taking all the cards.
Oof.
Are you adding the +1 from me?
I will. That's a bit +8 then.
12 of rams and a 12 of crows.
Yeah.
It's not masks though. I guess I'll take the 12.
That's a 20, which is definitely a positive flip for damage, plus your built-in positive, but they are hard to wound. It's just a single positive. And it's still a 13 of masks for damage.
All right. It's going to be 5 damage to that one on the right, who has already taken 2. So 7 total this round.
Oof. They're severely hurt.
He's thin in the herd.
Did another wolf die? Who? Did another wolf die?
No. Because technically no creatures have died yet, but thematically, because the swarm counts as one creature.
Yeah, I know.
But thematically, we'll say that each one is worth 2 bodies. One for hitting bloody and then one for being killed.
Cool.
Well-
Which that one is severely close to being killed.
I got 2 shots then.
Just illuminating the darkness once, twice, just hearing the yelp. And suddenly there's a lot less pressure from that side of the wagon. But that brings us back up to the top, back to Ross.
All right. Let's do some magic-y. So on the one that's hurt, I'm going to use elemental projectile. So I start at the ability where I suck souls, basically, it's called Harvest Chi.
Ooh.
So I get a +1 for every living or spirit character that's at least minion that died within 8 yards of me. And this +1 is added to any spell I cast. So my +5 normally now becomes a +6.
I'm sorry, I do need, at the top of the round, everyone to make a horror duel.
Oh.
of target number 13. Hey, there's our
And
target
what-
number coming into play.
What is the
It's center.
Centering.
Skill.
Centering.
well, at least it's a skill I'm good at.
So for you, it's a TN 15.
I would have a 4 AV on that.
Same.
All right. We'll go left to right. Start with Ross. A 12 of tomes. The 16. You are fine. You don't care about this. Howl to the blood moon. Blood for the blood god. Dwayne. It's a 3 of tomes.
Fine.
So you are paralyzed.
What does that mean?
Nothing good.
I have a cheat sheet. Hang on.
It
I generate no AP and can declare no actions
There
on
you go.
turn. Okay.
We'll come back to Thomas. Maeve.
-1.
-1. That's a 10 of rams. Down to a 9.
Can't cheat it. I can't cheat it any higher.
You are paralyzed.
Shit.
And I'll go ahead and flip for Thomas. That's an 11 of rams. Do you think Thomas has a +1? Yeah,
I
we'll
don't know.
wait for him to come back. We know that's an 11. But Ross, please continue.
All right, let's cast some magic.
Do it.
So, like I said, we're gonna do elemental projectile. Oh, there he is.
What's your centering
We can-
AV?
You know, I love coming back to questions like this. It's gonna be a 2.
You're fine.
That's fine.
That's a 13 then.
Thank God.
Yeah, because I'm so cool.
The wolves used their 0 action ability for Howl to the Blood Moon. What? Ross.
So, elemental projectile will be so target numbers starts off with a 2. Since these are hard to wound, I'm going to use my new memento,
Oh.
which is spirit. Damage dealt by the spell ignores armor and hard to wound.
Well, all right then.
So
You don't have any light source on you, do you?
I do not.
So unfortunately, the attack is going to be made with a negative twist.
That's gonna suck. Because it's already hard to
You can
cast.
focus.
No. I should focus. I will focus. So focus gets a +1 condition until, so that cancels out basically the light source.
And it would give you positive twist to damage.
Okay, cool. So we'll do spirit. We'll bump the damage by 2. So that target's number becomes 9.
What's your AV?
5.
That is a 10 of crows.
That doesn't work because I need tomes for it to work.
Get a cheat?
No, I didn't have any cards. I'm just taking a card out because I failed my spell, which is my fail duel thing. So that's my
Alright.
turn.
Brings us down to Dwayne, who is paralyzed and hyperventilating, not having a good night.
Does the paralyze go away at the end of the
It
end of
does.
his turn?
Yep.
Okay.
End of your turn, you're no longer paralyzed. And that
Luckily, they're still imposed because they're imposed until the end of dramatic time.
they are. And neither of you are marked as prey anymore. And that brings us down to Maeve,
Who is also paralyzed.
who's also paralyzed.
Yeah.
That means that the horses are going to take an attack this round. And let's just jump over to the wolves. This is going to be the one that has -1 twist to all of their attacks. Again, that's not against Dwayne, so they will throw their Wolfen Claws into Thomas. Did you discard a card or cheat fate last turn? Yeah, Thomas.
I did cheat fate actually. Yes.
So you are marked as prey. So that counterbalances the negative twist. It doesn't matter. That's a 1 of rams. You're fine. Oh no! That's bad for
No,
you.
That's bad.
That's defense.
That is
Yeah,
defense. Never mind. That's real bad. What's your defense AV?
I'm so excited. It's 4.
So a total of a 5, which means this is at a double positive twist for damage.
I'm just gonna use this to not have that happen. So, we good? Little king action there.
Oh, you're cheating fate.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
cheating fate. I got
Absolutely.
13 rams.
Their Wolfen Claws do nothing. But you are still marked as prey. And now we're going to try to maul Maeve.
Oh, crap.
Oh, it's cute. It's like,
And I have paralyzed.
You
gone.
did not cheat fate or discard a card, correct?
Oh.
No, I did because I changed the poll to make sure the horses were.
So you are marked as prey.
but at a negative twist, so equals out.
Well, that's a 13 of rams, so you're fine. Unless you have a -2 to your defense.
No, my defense is 4.
Yeah, you're fine. Well, they're gonna do nothing.
Thank God.
On to the others. They are going to attack the horses. Ow. For 2 whole points of damage. Horses are fine. And, Thomas, you put some rounds into them.
This is the one at 2 negative flips, right?
So, take 2 positive because it's your defense.
I didn't do anything to him. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's an 11 of crows. Or sorry, an 11 of masks for your defense.
I definitely don't know what you're talking about then. I ain't got nothing to him.
Definitely misses. And we'll put the mauling into Dwayne. You are no longer marked as prey. So this is a negative twist. 6 of tomes for your defense.
Be a 7 total.
So that is a positive twist for damage, but only a single positive twist. And that's an 8 of crows. My eyes just blurred there for a second. And because that's crows, they do get to use their trigger, which they should have used last time, and I forgot, to eat, which means they do heal by 1.
And how much do they do to me?
Moderate is 3, reduced down to 1.
Thomas, did you take damage last turn?
Thomas hasn't been hit.
Okay. I guess then could I heal the horses?
Sure. But
So they'll have taken.
is a maul attack. They are going to inflict a moderate critical onto you.
Okay.
That is crows, which affects the victim's arm. That was an 8. The character's arm goes numb. They gain the useless limb condition for the affected limb until the end of dramatic time. If this affects the head or the chest, the target instead becomes dazed.
Could I make a flavor thing
Absolutely.
with that? That it would affect the right arm, and
Beautiful.
Dwayne's right arm just goes limp,
Is that-
dropping the lantern. Actually, no, drop the gun.
Okay. The jaws just sink down and just start rending into the metal. You try to lift that arm to defend yourself and find that it is just hanging there.
Oh, that ain't good.
But you can all draw a card because I had to shuffle. Ross, back to the top. Back to you.
All right.
Wait,
Now-
did I not get to go?
Yeah, you did. Actually, Thomas didn't go yet.
Fine. You insist.
Just let me kill all your monsters
Bunch
real
of
fast.
crybabies.
Real fast, I promise. It'll be over soon. I'm shooting both those mauling and predating bastards. Starting with the one on the right.
Alright, so this one is the more heavily injured of the pack.
Oh, that's the hope.
That
Two
is
draws,
a
please.
10 of rams.
I got +1 to attack because I still got the custom action, but the 10 of rams is the highest. I'll take the 10 of rams. I'm not going to argue against 10 of rams. Do I still have the +1, Maeve? No, right?
It was
no,
just
you
the
don't,
next
because I was
flip.
paralyzed.
Bangarang. All right, 17 then.
So that's a single positive twist, plus another positive twist. So double positive twist for damage. For a 13 of masks.
Now, if I recall, that's a severe damage.
That is.
All right, and then that one gets 5.
That does count as a deceased opponent there, Ross, as the right side of the pack is going to be killed off, and those that aren't dead just flee off into the darkness.
Does Ross inhale more smoke?
It's
Good
that
shot.
that moment in The Shining.
Yeah, yeah.
It's The Shining. We can't afford the rights to say The Shining.
Stephen
Yes.
King is pretty chill. I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah,
Left horde.
you have another shot.
Left horde coming in.
6 of rams.
6 are rams. 6 are rams, you say? That's with the +1
Yep.
accuracy?
The other card was a 4 of masks.
Okay. There's no one else to hit, I imagine. There's not like another close target. All right, I'll
No.
take the 6, add 7 onto it for a total of 13.
That hits.
All right, so we got the brutal.
That is a negative twist to damage, but your positive twist just evens it out. Still a 13 of crows.
It's gonna be another 5 to that left one I messed up earlier. I'm feeding you, Ross. I'm feeding you.
Ross, that is a third. Unalived.
I have currently +2.
That side is also now severely hurt. It's just more shots just explode out from the darkness, just illuminating the sides of the path as you are marching along.
It's gotta look like pretty grim. It's just like the light flashes onto them like they're playing a game of German Spotlight, and just like they all just drop, and then it comes over, and then another shot into it just goes through a bunch of them.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
So did I get both hordes on the front end of it?
The swarm to the right is completely gone. Those that survived, they just disbanded. The one to the left is very close to disbanding.
Oh really? I thought I had put some good because I put the second shot into them, and I knew they were pretty close. Because they took I think they took 5 and the 2 before that. Yeah, that's fine.
They're sturdy hordes, man.
Hey, no worries, no complaints here. They can go do their turn.
Make sure I'm doing my math right.
I know I did.
I may have
2 to them off my first
switched
hit.
up a number last round.
I did 2 and I did 7 on my first round. I'm not sure what Maeve was doing on her second, but I assume Maeve got paralyzed.
Maeve was
Oh,
paralyzed.
Paralyzed, couldn't do anything.
So that was another 5. So that would be 12 total.
So yeah, the left one is still alive.
Oh. It'll stick some fireworks. All right.
Let Ross eat another one. Come on.
Yeah. Our resident necromancer needs food.
Yeah. Top of the round. Another horror duel from everyone. Ross, what's your centering AV?
I think it's 4.
Or
Yeah.
it's a 2 of masks.
Let's make that a 9 of tomes instead.
So a total of a 13. You are fine. Wayne.
Or
That's a.
and am I still? Actually, I am still got the thing because I haven't taken any actions to get rid of it.
That's a 7 of masks. Total of 11.
Sounds like I'm still paralyzed.
Still, unfortunately, paralyzed. Hyperventilating was far more brutal than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Only because of an ability of the monster, to be fair.
It was very much coincidental, but yeah. Thomas. Centering.
Yeah. Deal +2.
It's a 7 of tomes.
I'm assuming we're aiming for above 10s here.
It is a TN of 13.
You know what? I did my business. I'll let the group handle it.
You are paralyzed. Maeve.
Which of us are able to handle it?
-1.
That's a 12 of crows. Down to an 11. You'd need a red joker to succeed this.
Question: is that not? Is that a manifested power?
It is a 0 action ability that happens at the top of the round. So I don't believe so.
Okay.
Otter Poets, it is a mixture. I pull a little bit from the Penny of Dreadfuls. I throw a little bit of our own homebrew in. So, yes and no. Maybe if you were just focused on the horses, just trying to get them out. Ross.
For the record, how many of us are paralyzed?
2.
All of you but me.
Oh, all 3 of you, never mind.
It's okay, guys. I got you covered. I say as I focus and try to do an elemental projectile.
I'm sorry. You removed one of the packs. That would be a TN 11, not a TN 13, because half of them are gone.
I'm good.
So Maeve, you're fine.
Cool.
Also, Thomas would be fine.
Thomas, you have a +2?
I did have a +2.
So it would bring you up to a 9, because you got a 7 of tomes.
Okay. Knowing that I'm okay, and he's not, I'm going to use my new ability. I'm discarding a card. I am taking paralyzed, and Thomas is not paralyzed.
Nice.
Maeve, you are marked as prey.
That's fine.
But, yeah.
I shake him out of it, basically, and just slap
Out
him
of
in the
curiosity,
shoulder.
is the one that's
Stop it!
left the one with the double negative or the
Yes,
one with the single
the double
negative?
negative.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not looking good for them. Thomas, that howl just starts to creep in, and you just feel a,
Yeah, Maeve grabs his shoulder with like a really harder grip than her physicality would show, and just looks at him and goes, "I need you to not right now," and then just lets go of your shoulder.
it goes back to staring at the road.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, Ross, you are not paralyzed.
All right. So like I said, we're gonna focus, and we'll do an elemental projectile.
Yeah.
So as always, starting at -2, we're gonna add spirit, so that makes it 5. And we're going to add damage 3 times.
6 of masks.
I'm gonna cheat and make it a 5 atoms, which makes it a 12 versus defense.
This is defense. Yeah, absolutely, that hits.
All right. So my damage. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. So that negates their hard to wound, and I get a plus to the damage flip. You said because I focused.
Yes. So you beat it by 1. You beat their defensive 11 by 1, which would have been a straight flip, but you focused, and you ignore their hard to wound, so it's just a positive twist for damage, which is a 13 of rams.
Nice.
So that's 5 damage.
How would you like to finish them off?
So basically, as he's holding his oak staff in his hand and he's like casting the ability, he just opens his mouth and the energy that pours out goes into the staff, and all of it looks just like this like white light, and it just like goes to the wolf, and the wolf just like falls down. Doesn't like explode, doesn't like show like it dies. It's literally like it just fainted, but it died.
For anyone like yourself that has trained to the same magics as you, they might notice that wisp that jetted out as one wolf leapt up to bite at the throat. From your mouth, a figure of a smoky wolf just took form, met head on, and just took its life. Caused it to just tumble off into the darkness behind you.
And because it dies, that wolf
Circles
goes,
back around.
And I just like back into myself again.
The rest of the wolf pack will disappear to the darkness. From under a blanket, see Leroy just poke his head up. Everything all right up here?
Yeah,
Good.
just fine. And then Dwayne falls, like, down in the wagon. Medic!
Maeve is currently just white
Yeah,
knuckle gripping the reins.
Maeve will just be holding words. Ross, you gotta. I'm a little busy.
Yes. Come here, Dwayne. And I'll go do a doctor
Yep, what's your AV?
5.
5. That's a red joker.
Give him all of the heals.
So it's a 13 of whatever suit you want it to be.
Well, obviously, I want this to be tomes. Because after succeeding, if you're performing first aid, I can make another first aid on the same target. So how many actual...
That's what I'm looking up. So it's a TN of 5. What was your AV?
5.
5, so it's a total of an 18.
So from what I'm seeing on the cheat sheet for healing, if you pull a red joker, it heals all.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you. That's just max healing.
Alright.
So, what does this look like?
So it's like, I'll have you back up in a jiffy, Dwayne. He says in a very non-creepily way.
He's so
As he
cute.
takes out some needles, some thread, a few injections, and you just see like a tiny wisp of like white smoke coming out of his mouth going, and it just like goes to like his hands as he's like, getting you back on your feet.
I will say that normally Dwayne would have a shirt like down to the wrists. And I'll say since this affected the arms heavily, you actually see, while you're doctoring, the full, like, near gangrenous situation on his shoulder.
Ooh, that looks bad. I've seen dead bodies look better.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
You should maybe get that seen by someone who has actual doctor
Yeah,
credentials.
yeah. All
that-
in due time.
Does that fix the condition though?
So
It's all damage.
it doesn't naturally remove conditions, but the hyperventilating would go away, and the arm would just take a little bit of tinkering, a little bit of repairing, which you would have time to do before you reach the actual camp. But that is a fantastic place for us to take a quick break, let everyone grab a drink, stretch your legs, reheat your tea, whatever it is you got to do. And we'll come back with, I'm sure, what is going to be a totally uneventful and relaxing night. See you soon, everybody. And welcome back, y'all. Where we left off our lovely adventures here. We fended off some hungry direwolves. And fought through the fear. Persevered. Your good old buddy Ross there may be collecting spleens from you all, but at least he's keeping you all happy and healthy. From this point, it's only... Hold on. I heard the notification. I didn't see the notification, but I sure heard it. Sorry, whoever that notification was for. If you want to throw something in chats, for some reason I'm not seeing anything. I don't know why. I'll have to look into that. But thank you for whoever it was and whatever you did. I'm sure it was amazing. We heckin' love you. I'm sure it was great. But as I kick up some music here. Oh, no, too cheery. Much better.
Why not cheery? We want cheery.
Do
It's
you,
still
Ross?
like 4 in the morning.
Ross loves cheery music.
This red Joker here on top of the stack is just staring at me.
Shovel the deck, Hoop. Let us draw another card, Hoop.
Ah, I'm good.
Don't you want to put the black Joker back in, Hoop?
I mean, I'll specifically put only the black Joker back in.
That's not how it works.
You know what? Here, draw a card. I'm gonna shuffle the deck.
Yeah!
Hey!
Antagonize the DM. It's great.
It makes sense. You pass the story elements, I should shuffle the deck.
So it's one card, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you want those jokers and they're bad.
It also does say at the end of like a story element, you can shuffle the deck back up.
Fair enough.
It's about another half an hour before you start to see signs of campfires, some smoke cascading up into the moonlight. Even start to see the distant signs of lanterns. Eventually you are hailed by a rifleman up in a post, like a deer stand, who just yells on down to you. That's far enough. Think you best be turning around.
I will elbow the back of the front of the cart rather. Leroy, you tell him.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Yes, I specifically received summons. These are the members of the guild that wish to speak with the witch hunters. They had questions about some stone. Was it a stone?
Yes, it is a stone. A particular stone.
Yes. I was asked to bring them as soon as possible. as you would not be returning to town. Like, the rifleman just cuts him off. All right, make it quick. Heading out first thing. Got until then to ask you questions. And you hear like 3 other rifles like lower, and can kind of look around. Very heavily camouflaged amongst the tree line, there are more riflemen. But just lower their weapons and let you pass. Maeve, you're in the driver's seat.
Oh yeah, no. As soon as they give us the go, that's cool. I'll leave.
All right.
I am not leaving the cart though. Not at all. I'm staying in the cart.
Pull on into the camp.
Yeah.
Handful of smaller campfires, mostly burned down to embers. A bunch of tents all lined up to the left and right. You see rows and rows of drying racks, of shelves, storing rudimentary weapons and tools. Eventually reaching the end with one massive tent. A still going campfire out front. Circle the wagon around. Leroy hops on out. I've brought you as far as I can. I am not permitted to join you in this conversation, but I wish you luck in there.
Unsure why they would need luck to talk to someone. Ross just kind of eyes the funny man and doesn't really say anything, but eyes him and then turns and heads towards where the campman is.
The flaps to the big tents are opened up. See a handful of very much Thomas-esque pistoliers just kind of glance over all of you and then step aside, holding the tent flaps open. You got an hour.
Kindly.
Let's
move, folk.
Maeve, you get stares as the others start entering.
No, I'm at the cart, man. My
all of
curiosity
you.
has been overridden by self-perseverance.
Maeve.
Need you all in one place. Not letting one of you sit out here as a getaway driver.
She will reluctantly get off the cart and run over to catch up with everybody else.
Here, Leroy. I'll look after the horses for you. Don't worry. Give a few scratches.
Getaway driver. Come on, let's get this done with. No acting skittish now.
Inside, have any of you ever dealt with the Free Corps?
Can't say I have, but I appreciate their industrious use of technology.
Anyone that doesn't know, they're the individuals that tend to go into the, what is it called? The quarantine zone. Usually have some form of gas mask, typically protected from head to toe, but even with that protection, you can typically see corruption, decay. Their skin, their bodies are kind of slowly starting to fall apart. Quarantine zone is nothing to mess with. But you see a lot of Free Corps gear, like lined up on tables, rifles with massive barrels and enormous scopes, just pistols laid out one after the other, as if they were preparing for some kind of inspection or something.
Can I tell if they're loaded or not?
They are not.
We're good as long as they don't start asking, "Are you my mommy?"
Oh, deep cut.
That's the first episode I actually ever was scared in Doctor Who.
Everyone
really
knows the only
frightening.
mommy here is, oh my god.
It's a baby.
Is this the leader of the guild here? The Lollipop Guild?
Yep. That's the leader, the mastermind.
Mastermind of the witch hunter.
That explains a lot.
Just kind of take the rock and just bang it on the ground.
That explains everything wrong with Malifaux. It's literally being guided. The city's being guided by a newborn baby.
I don't know what you're talking about. That I trust her leadership no matter what.
But seated there near the center of the tent, at a small desk with various maps and books kind of open and scattered around, a older-looking woman, scarred from what little skin you can see, a dull red patch of hair kind of pulled back into a lightly cropped ponytail. Just looks over, starts to get to her feet with a very pained grimace. All right. You've got something for me to look at.
Ross.
Yes. So Ross, pulls out from a side, he has a satchel and a man purse, a merce, if you will, hanging to the side where most of his books are. So he's just, just 1 second. I know it's in here. Finally, after a few seconds, pulls out the rock, and shows it to the lady.
I don't think anyone ever asked what her name was.
We're just assuming she'll tell us when she needs to.
She'd take a few steps over to you with a very noticeable gait. In fact, you can hear kind of the squeaking of metal and see that one of her legs is kind of braced up.
Actually, here's what I'm gonna do. Maybe I don't know her name, but maybe I know or have heard of her.
Sure.
History or literacy?
Yep, go with history.
All right. 5.
That's a 13 of masks.
Masks. Wrong suit.
Right
That's an
number,
18.
jeez.
Yeah, it's right now. I was looking at my skill trigger.
This is one Roxanne Daniels, or Roxy.
Roxanne, I assume?
Lieutenant Daniels.
Nice to meet you.
Got a bum leg, Lieutenant Dan.
She just gingerly reaches forward, takes the stone that's oval, it's about that. One side is carved with odd sigils, the other looks like two individuals facing off with each other. Flips it kind of back and forth. This is interesting. Where did you get this?
It's a somewhat long story where the bottom line is someone dug it from a grave. They were brought to justice for it, but they found this from a grave. Unfortunately, I don't think we ever found out where the grave was kept, but yeah.
It's unfortunate. Should be returned, though the damage also might be done, so perhaps there's no point.
Well, funny you say this. This is the second time we seem to have been attacked by some... I'm so sorry, I forgot its name.
The Carver.
The Scarecrow. The Carver. And we know it's called the Carver, correct?
Yep.
Okay. We were attacked twice by this carver being, which it seemed to want this pebble.
Of course it did. What do you intend to do with it?
I did want to study it somewhat, but I don't know that it would be of any use for me. I think it's more we're trying to get the carver off our back, because it seems that though we have destroyed it, it seems to come back. Is it simply seeking the pebble, or is it attached to us in some way now?
Well, that I don't know. Take a little studying. Get you an answer of whether or not you're cursed for life. But if it's just hunting this token, maybe simple as tossing it in the river would free you of this creature. Although, if you are as magically inclined as I hope some of you are, this could be very beneficial.
Ross kind of like goes from like blank face to like creepy smile, going all the way to like, you know, really smiling, really smiling. Yes.
If you could find the creature that this belonged to, you could bind them to your service.
So Ross's head just like kind of explodes, and a comic book narrative twirls around a couple of 360 and just, you know, settles down. Intriguing. Is there a way that this being could be tracked?
Perhaps, if its owner was indeed slain, and this object has no owner, he would just need to claim it. Now, I'm entrusting that any such power, any such enthrallment of these vile creatures would be used only for the betterment of the guild, the people of Malifaux. Otherwise, I would hunt you down myself.
Absolutely. And would I have gotten papers when I kind of like registered for like the magical
Absolutely, yeah.
theory? So I would just take out the papers and show like, absolutely, I'm intending on being a proud member of the guild.
Oh, I trust you. As far as I know who you are, and I know enough about you that I could find you again and empty a round of bullets into your heads.
It's a good thought.
But
I don't even need to bind something to our wills, though. Something like that deserves to stay in the ground if it's in the ground.
well, consider that someone else could find it. Someone not as dutiful to the guild we are.
And I'm guessing that there's no way to destroy the token.
Perhaps, again, that would take much more study than I have time. Go down the line. Ross, what is your notice, AV?
-1.
-1. That's a 0. Dwayne?
-1.
That's a 2. Thomas?
4.
That's an 8
Total? Or
total.
and what's the suit? I do have a trigger on crows.
Rams.
All right.
Maeve?
0.
That is a 2 of Rams.
Jesus. Nope.
In your defense,
You're never going to notice anything.
these all were at a negative twist.
Oh shit.
Yeah, with the highest being 8s. We're all good.
What are we?
Yeah.
Are we though?
Um,
More of a lawful neutral.
you see her call on these bluish, greenish flames that just trail up her arm, just leaving horrific blackened skin where it travels. But as it leaves, the skin just heals up behind it. The flames just kind of encompass the token for a few moments, causing it to lit off this light greenish glow, and then the flames just flicker and die off. It's still attached, whatever this creature was. If you could find a way to destroy it, perhaps that's for the best.
It being the token or the being?
Either, both. They are vile creatures that deserve to be put down, after all.
I'd say both.
Are they connected? If the token is destroyed, does that affect the creature?
No, it would simply free it.
So don't destroy
That-
the token. Correct. Cool.
Okay. When you say free it, freeing vile creatures sounds bad.
It would free it from the potential of having its service shackled.
Throwing out the key to lock it up.
Let's not destroy the token until we know more then.
That's not a decision for me to make. I'm simply here to help you.
Now you say it's still Link. Would that mean that we can track it?
Should be able to.
Would this be
What
through
means?
magical means?
Magical in a sense, spiritual. You don't need any sort of magical capacity. But it will drain from you. It will take something from you. Is there anything else I could help you with?
Could you show us how to track it?
If you don't have the capacity yourselves, letting you leave here, learning that from me would be irresponsible.
Would any of us know kind of like how that works, tracking?
One of you would. One of you would. You can't see where I'm looking, but I'm looking at one Robin.
I'm guessing that's where you're looking.
Is it because I'm a Neverborn?
Mhm.
I would know how. Okay. I'm not gonna say it in the tent.
Oh, I
'cause-
know.
No, I'll fucking die. So no.
We'll figure it out on our own then.
Good.
We appreciate the information.
Well, you're welcome to stay at camp until morning light, at which point we are leaving.
What's got you out here anyhow?
I suppose it can't hurt. She'll walk over to an edge of the tent, like pull down a curtain, and behind it there are shackles like chained up into the wooden rafters of this tent, and shackles that lead down to like bolts that have been put just drove deep into the ground, and there's one hooded, robed individual with a massive iron disc around his neck, hands bound behind his back, a gag across his mouth, and his eyes are just filled with fire. Hunting Road mages. They've enmasked recently. We'd like to know why. Figured I'd have a nice, pleasant conversation. Young entrepreneur.
So, that is what you do on the regular.
Of course. Taking after our Lady Sonia.
Sorry, I don't know much about anything. So, always good to know more, right?
I mean, anyone from Malifaux would know the name Sonia Creed. Probably the most famous witch hunter of all time. Wears an iron mask. Has hair similar to that of Lady Justice, fiery red. Brands a cold iron whip and a flaming greatsword. Very much known for brutality and vicious efficiency when dealing with rogue mage. And of the opposite end of Lady Justice.
Well, it's delightful to see you at work.
Let's hope that we never meet on unfortunate terms.
I don't think that should be a problem.
I can't imagine that happening.
Good.
If anything, I'm more interested in limiting the damage that magic can do than anything else.
I'm going to do one more notice flip for you all.
Sure, sounds great.
Ross.
-1.
That was a 12 of masks, but there's a total of a 6. Dwayne,
-1?
we'll come back to you. Thomas.
4.
That is a total of a 9 of tomes.
Homes. So if I want to cheat this, I'd have to replace
It's-
the lowest value.
At a negative twist, unfortunately, it can't be cheated.
Oh, okay. Well, 9 atoms. Well,
And Maeve,
nothing I can do.
a
0.
3 of 3 of masks.
You would think that I'd be on edge and seeing everything, but I'm so on edge I'm seeing nothing.
Well, you did get a 12 of masks and a 3 of masks.
Ah,
But, Wayne, as you're having this conversation, start kind of taking in your surroundings a little more. That paranoia from the wolves still creeping in. It's not so much what you're noticing, but what you're not noticing, what you're not hearing. The sounds of conversations outside the tents. Gone. You got a red Joker.
Oh,
So good.
that's the first time I've gotten any jokers that I know of.
Roxy, or Lieutenant Daniels, goes over to the captured mage, twists the back of the collar a little, and his skin just starts to just spark You can see the caller calling up the mage's magics, almost against his will. Unless any of you revel in the information gathering side, perhaps it's best that we part for the evening.
Absolutely. If I may have the pebble back?
Of course. Takes a few hobbled steps back towards you. Just holds an open palm.
Trying to figure out if Dwayne would actually talk about, like, the weird silence.
You?
No. I think it's more keep to himself in that situation.
Alright.
Well, thank you much. Now, if one were interested in the cause that you are taking part in, what would they have to do?
A witch hunter. You join our ranks. You follow us into our noble crusade. Get your hands dirty. You baptize yourselves in the flame. From there, your journey is what it is. Leads you into the noble service, the witchlings, and so be it. Leads you into my services. I'm happy to have you. And if it leads you into the waiting arms of Our Lady, Sonia, then you are truly amongst the most blessed.
Enough. Sorry, just didn't expect to be alive this long, I guess.
Perhaps when we're back in Malifaux, we can sit down and have a more civilized chat.
Maybe so. I appreciate it.
Of course. The guards step back into the tent, holding the flaps open for you. What would you like to do?
I guess we should set up camp for the night. I don't think we should maybe be going back in the middle of the night after the attack we were through earlier.
We've been given allowance to remain here. We should take him up on it.
Any port in a storm, right?
Can it be like at the very edge of all? Yeah.
My goodness, Meg, you're awfully jumpy.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. We don't need to be in the middle of the camp.
Probably smell the worst there anyway. Just get on the opposite side of the latrine.
Alright. One by one, you are ushered out of the tent. Dwayne, say that with your red joker, you'd notice a considerable reduced number of people out. A few folks that you had spotted on the way in. For every 3 folks that you may have seen, there's maybe 1. And you are getting a lot of just side-eyed look.
Feels like they're on the move.
Record for you.
I mean, they seem to be in camp for the night. What do you mean?
Well, when we got in, there's a whole lot of chatter going on. Not so much anymore.
I mean, it is the middle of the night, but I guess. Maybe
Yeah.
they're sleeping?
If any of you would like to make a flip, you know? Beth? To your
Trying to
wag-
figure out, would this be like scrutiny or...
Sure. I'll take a scrutiny.
It really doesn't matter. Everything's at -1 for me.
It's a 13 of tomes.
Wow.
Apparently on the ball. A very minute detail that others may not pick up at first glance, but you swear that there were more tents, that they had cleared the forest out to fit this radius, and now it kind of seems like there's trees where there weren't before. You see your wagon parked off to the side a good maybe 20 meters from where you're standing.
I'm not quite sure that y'all ever gotten like bad vibes?
I mean, yeah. Lots of different reasons, but sure.
I mean, I've been called a bad vibe, but
Why are you asking the question, Dwayne?
Well, generally speaking, to creepy is about a 1 on the vibe scale to the 10 that I'm feeling right now.
And
I'd-
would you care to elaborate?
There's not as big of a presence as there was when we got here. There's fewer tents, fewer people. Something's up.
Nelson, you still got the stone?
yes, I do.
Good. Maybe we should take a check-in on the cart.
Actually, really quickly,
Mhm.
could I try counterspelling one of the trees?
You'd have to get a little closer to them, but absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'd like to do that.
Well, you'd get a good maybe 2 or 3 meters from the front of the tent to one Lieutenant Daniels. You'd hear a cry of pain, a string of swear words, and then hear 2 6-shooters just unload from the center of the tent behind you. There's immediately chaos that starts just growing. You see members of these witch hunters that get up, weapons ready, unsure of what's happening, and then some of them just start attacking each other, just like animals. Immediately, those trees that you were walking towards start lifting up their roots. Faces start to twist and appear on the center of their trunks. Almost these wide, vicious grins. What would you all like to do?
Yeah, I'd like to move to the cart.
Yeah, I was gonna
Cart.
run to the cart.
To the cart.
I'm gonna grab like Nelson by the scruff and gun out, start moving towards the cart like he's the VIP.
He's like waiting at the cart near you. As soon as the gunshots ring out, he immediately like starts to duck down and then just jumps up into the back of the wagon.
If possible, on our way, I would like to attempt
Absolutely.
to, if we're not close enough to the trees, that's fine. Well, the trees seem to be something now. But if I could, I'm assuming the witch hunters, are they attacking each other? Does one look like they're defending themselves versus the other?
There are some that look. It's hard to tell with such little light, but it looks like those that have started to attack others, like they were wearing a mask, a human mask that has started to slump and just fall away.
Okay. I want to try
A
as we're
skinwalker.
going to counterspell on that.
Yeah. AV?
6.
That is a 12 of rams.
So 18 total.
18. Now you're gonna make me
And
look up counterspell.
it is to end a magical effect, I believe.
Yeah. One of the trees that had started to uproot itself and physically take legs, as if it was just this massive, rotting hunk of wood given life, just gradually starts to drop back down to one knee. Not fully dispelled, but at least for the moment, its life-giving chaos severed. Rest of you make it to the wagon, seeing that Dwayne has stopped and is focusing on this tree and is in this kind of mid-battle with it, trying to get it to go back to being its inanimate self.
The hell you doing, Dwayne?
I feel like I might be able to help.
Dwayne, we gotta go.
Then you do that. I can catch up.
I'm going to go down the initiative line. Ross. Oof.
She makes a decent point.
+3.
That's a 4 of crows.
7.
4 total. You got a 1 of crows.
Oh, okay.
Dwayne.
0.
That's a 3 of rams. That's more like it. That's the Dwayne we're used to.
Yeah.
Thomas.
4.
That is a 16 of crows.
There it is. That's the Thomas we're used to.
Yeah.
And Maeve.
2.
A 7 of crows.
That's fine.
So, for each round, a different foe is going to go. You have your doppelgangers that are currently at war with the rest of the witch hunters. You have your Waldgeist, who are the giant trees that are looking to consume you body and soul. And you have whatever is inside that tent.
Remind me again why we're staying. Just
Great
worth
question.
asking.
Because Dwayne wants to, and we're gonna.
Dwayne wants to, and Dwayne is not tying anyone to that decision.
Yeah, that's the problem, though. Is that some of us have a moral tie to that kind of situation.
Thomas, speaking of moral ties,
That's real unfortunate for you.
Who's in the driver's seat of the cart? It's me.
I'll take a shot at that tree, I guess.
at the Waldgeist, sure.
Yeah, why not? Seems to be doing him harm. He's worth a shot or two from Rice. And it's also with the +1 with accuracy.
Heck yeah. 6 of tomes.
So it's a +7, total of 13.
13.
That doesn't hit, where it might be in trouble.
Not only does that hit, but that gives you a positive twist to damage.
Well, then I'll take it. Let's do it.
So it's a double positive twist.
Yes, sir.
That is a 11 of rams. That's severe damage.
Okay, it's gonna be 5 damage then.
Reduced by 2 because of armor, down to 3 damage.
Gross.
But yeah,
Okay.
still take out a good chunk of it just from one shot.
Tell you what, we're gonna do it again. I don't appreciate that reducing damage business.
That is an 11 of masks.
Masks, you say? Then that's gonna ricochet. Is there someone to ricochet to? Within, it is 3 yards of the target.
Plenty of doppelgangers around.
I'll shoot my own doppelganger in the back.
Are there doppelgangers of us too?
I mean,
just
not
there.
that you've seen, but you haven't had a
Okay.
whole ton of time to investigate.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
I will send a shot out into the doppelgangers,
All right.
hoping, I don't know, it hits one of them. Anyway,
It's
so
18, which is still it's still just a double positive twist for damage, which is moderate.
okay, that's gonna be 4, and then can you make another pull of damage for the ricochet?
Moderate.
That's gonna be 2 to a doppelganger somewhere.
So the first of the Waldgeist is just blown to pieces. It is dead. And one of the doppelgangers just takes a stray bullet, lets out a hiss as its skin is still just sliding down and falling off of it, just like wet paper towel.
Aim it, Dwayne! Move!
At the end of Thomas's turn, it is barely audible, but there's a whoosh through the night air as something heavy flies from above and then lands maybe 10 paces from you all. It's probably a good 12-ish feet tall. 2 massive leathery wings behind it. It looks almost like a bear. But its face is so twisted and distorted into fangs and horns. It is definitely a Nephilim. And it is staring at Ross intently. This is a mature Nephilim. It is going to charge with its monstrous talons towards Ross. What's your defense?
My defense is 4.
4. That's a 1 of masks.
Fuck off. No, it's not. It's gonna be a 15 total.
15. I don't remember. Is it meets it, beats it? Tie goes to the attacker? I don't remember.
Let me check the cheat sheet. Hang on.
Cheat sheet.
Cheat sheet.
Aggressor wins ties.
Well, damn.
Wow. So everyone, it has a 15 attack.
At least on you, it may be different depending on who it's going
Well,
after.
good news. That's a double negative twist for damage. Well, it didn't matter. I got a 1, a 2, and a 4 for damage. So that is
Good. Get those low cards out of there.
4 damage.
4 damage?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Okay. Ross is very bloodied.
Um.
I'm dummy.
Ooh. No, it's not going to deal damage to you.
No, of course. It's gonna do something worse. Okay.
Instead, it is going to push you 8 yards away.
Whoa!
It just slams into you and just sends you tumbling end over end, skidding across the ground. That ability is called Charge Through. Instead of damage, it can push a target. And if it does, it can take the charge action again against a different target.
Uh-oh. Does it push him into the camp or out of the camp?
Technically towards what would be the outside of the camp,
Okay.
but still in it, just towards the outskirts
but
of it.
not deeper in, but further out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's use a dice here. A 1-2 is a Dwayne, a 3-4 is a Thomas, a 5 or 6 is Maeve. That's a 3. Thomas. It's gonna charge you.
What did you just do though?
He
just-
he rolled a die, yeah. He had to though.
Last drink
Ooh.
before I die.
Defense?
Oh, just like so super high, you shouldn't even bother. 4.
Well, that is a
4 is
10 of Rams. That's a 14.
Tell me it still hits me though.
It does hit.
It does.
But that is going to be a straight flip for damage. No. I have been doing this wrong. It's worked out in your favor, but I've been doing it wrong. That should be a -1 twist for damage if it's 1 to a 5. I was thinking that it was a 0 twist. That's my bad. So it is still -1 twist for damage. That's a 10 and an 11, so that turned it from a
Nice.
severe damage down to a moderate damage. For 5.
Ow. Stop it.
And that is Crow's. So it is going to rip in half.
Me?
Yep, give me a second. Otterpote, thank you so much for hanging out. We'll talk. We'll figure something out. Give me a second. How much health do you have left?
That's never a good question.
Yeah. Yeah, that's never good.
Could I cheat to replace his card?
Unfortunately, no.
No, you can't. You can't, can
No.
you? All right. Well, you know what? Tell me how I die.
How much health do you have left?
1. So this finger's 4.
Let's go ahead and make it toughness duel. TN 12.
Okay. My toughness is 2 on the AV.
2. It is a 9 of tomes. You are
You know what? Since
One
it doesn't
away.
seem
Cheat it.
Queen.
it sprints into you, just grabs legs and shoulder with its massive hands and starts pulling. You could feel like the ribs and the stomach muscles starting to stretch painfully so. But eventually able to fight, wiggle out of its grasp. You're not ripped in half.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I gathered that. Yeah. Thomas is just gonna like lay and then try and like just lay beside the wagon for a little bit after he wiggles his way out of there.
You are set to 0 HP, but you do not have to make an unconscious test, so you are fine. That's its turn done.
Yeah. Just kickball.
Oh wait, no,
one
that
of
was
our people.
that was only one action.
Even
It
the charge
charged.
after?
Yeah.
You can immediately charge if it gets its
Oh, that's right. It's
Yeah.
a bonus charge. Okay. And charge is only one
So
action?
Charges 2 actions.
Yeah, charges 2.
Yeah, it took a one action due to its monstrous talons, and because it got tomes, it can for free take the charge action against another target.
Oh, Monster's
That
Talons was what gave it the
seems-
charge. Okay.
Crazy.
It requires a mask and a tome trigger, but it has a built-in mask, which is kind of unfair. But yes, this creature is unfair.
maybe
So,
we shouldn't be here.
that-
Or maybe someone
we're-
too should get to working on something.
we're next to each other?
Yes, you are all in the wagon, other than
Cool.
Dwayne and
Other than-
Ross.
Well, yeah.
Wait,
So not all of
No,
us.
fuck, just me and you. That's not good.
Ross, what's your willpower?
Okay, I just got like a centimeter taller.
Yeah.
Ross, willpower?
It's 4.
It's a 6 of masks.
What are you doing?
It's gonna hit you with a touch of madness.
Okay. That's fine.
Oh, dude, you're out of range. Can't take it.
So, do you have any cards?
I have no cards.
So that part doesn't affect you, but at the end of the day, you gain a condition called Repressed Memories +1.
Okay.
That's it. Now he's
You're
done.
not saying what it's gonna be though.
To Maeve.
Cool. So is that thing still next to me and
It is
Thomas?
next to the cart. It picked up Thomas out of the cart and then dropped him back into it.
Or like I had to worm my way out of its crisps there.
Oh, okay. I'll ask the question because it needs to be asked. Are the horses still connected to the cart?
They are.
Cool. Hmm. I'm torn because I'm either gonna pop back there and heal you, or I'm just
So
gonna
Thomas
get
is torn.
the cart.
I'm
Shit. I need to get distance, and then I can heal you. So,
This is why I'm torn.
Dwayne and Ross are currently out of the wagon.
I know that's the problem too.
You could circle around so at least you'd be closer to them.
Yeah, but that's gonna be my whole turn, right?
It'd be one action. You'd have one other action.
Does healing take 2?
Healing is a 2 action. First aid, yeah.
Shit. I hate it. I hate it so much. Poop. I hate it so much. Ah. Nope. Nope. Fuck it. So free action for reassurance, and I'm gonna flip basically back into the back and slide right under Thomas. Go. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. And I'm gonna doctor him.
Okay.
Which is a 5.
It is an 8 of rams, for a total of a 13,
13.
which is 1 degree of success.
That's
Two
a
health.
ram. Hang on.
You have a
It's
ram
tomes
trigger?
you need.
I need tomes for my trigger.
Yep.
Go to cheat.
I gotta remember what the tomes are when it comes to regular. I'm gonna cheat it because I can. I have a Queen of Tomes.
So that's what's your AV?
My AV's 5.
So it's a 17 of tomes. So that is
Yep.
Oh,
2 degrees of success.
I gain 1 extra because of medical genius.
3 degrees of success. And
so
what,
4 total HP.
what is your
Wait, don't you
trigger?
have the tomes trigger that is loss of bandages?
Oh, wait. No, I don't have the medical genius on my sheet has a tomes trigger. Give me
Oh,
1
okay.
second.
Never mind.
I need
Oh.
to make sure I'm doing it right. Hang on. Good. This is what happens when I don't have all the books up.
All the hundreds of books.
Hundreds
How
of
dare
books.
you? How dare
Right.
you not be prepared with
dare.
your literature to cite during class?
I gotta get back to the right thing.
I don't think we've had the Black Joker yet. I think it's still
Don't
the
say
deck.
that,
No.
Hoop. You shush. Shush
What
you.
did you do? You know what? No, you deserve it. You deserve it now.
Doctor. No, my doc. Wait, does it trigger? Hang on. I've never had that happen. Give me a second. No, my doctor does not have a skill trigger. Just just
Yeah.
medical genius.
Or
It
healing.
had to be a tomes for it to happen. So 4. Yep. So Thomas, she puts you back together right quick. And
the stone.
yeah, he's also way over there.
Move it, they're never born.
I have a fucking name, and she hops back into the chair.
It's
And that's my turn though. But I can't
Ross.
steer. I can't drive.
your lungs still take a moment to recoil and inflate again. So you were like staring up at the night sky, and you just see Dwayne, who is currently mind wrestling a tree.
I'm sorry. That's funny to me.
Mind wrestling a tree.
I'm wrestling a tree.
New sentences.
I just imagine a kid going like, "Ugh," with a tree.
No, you must fall.
All right.
I watch wrestling and AEW, and there's one wrestler that every time he will go like this, and he says he's cursing people.
Yes. What's his name?
Danhausen, and I'm thinking of that.
Sorry, Maeve, you did end within 3 of the Nephilim. What is your centering, AV?
Oh crap.
Is it like a
-1.
-1. It is a 7 of 7 of crows. Like to cheat it?
What
Can't make it any better.
is that a magical ability?
I'm gonna say yes.
Then she would have +3 because she was, as long as I haven't lost line of sight from her.
You have
From
not.
Okay,
So that would
makes
be a
it-
total of a 10. You're looking
That's
for
gonna be the best I can because I don't
target
have anything
number
better.
11.
Oh!
I tried.
No, you did.
You hear
Wait,
all
hang on. What was the number on the card you pulled?
an 8 of
Yeah,
crows.
that's exactly what I have. I can't cheat it. All right, good.
You hear tons of different voices overlapping each other. If they're racing towards your ears, you are crazy +1.
Old.
You're gonna hate it.
You say that, but I'm also a Neverborn, so it might be worse.
Sorry, Ross. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna use one action to walk towards. I just don't want to take my whole turn just to walk. To run, I mean.
Run to the cart, for the love of God.
I'm gonna walk. Which is
Just
I can
strut.
walk. I can walk 5 yards.
Yep, you are 8
is
away.
my walking. So I'm 3 yards away from the cart.
Yep.
And the thing that attacked Thomas,
It is next to the cart.
I will try to mind control it.
Oh. Okay.
Target number is 7 of crows.
That's a 5 of crows.
I
No, sorry.
3.
5 of masks. I apologize.
Well, that doesn't work. But I get a card. And I'm actually, one last thing, because this is a 0 action thing. I'm going to imbue protection on Thomas. So he gets imbued protection +1. I'll discard that.
Thank you. I
Beautiful.
will probably have to shoot you last.
That's why I
And
did.
Dwayne.
I like the way you park it.
I have been considering this whole damn time what the hell Dwayne would do in this situation. Literally in the midst of something that he feels he can do that seems important. And he does not have, like, death means very little to him. I think what I'm going to do is toss up magical shielding on Maeve, Ross, and Thomas.
There is something that is happening at the end of the round, but if it would help your decision, I'm happy to let it play out before your turn.
Sure.
From the tent that you had come out, you hear more shots ring out, this time a full shotgun blast, as a doppelganger's body just comes tumbling out. And Roxanne Daniels, hefting one mage prisoner behind her, just starts limping out, shotgun in the other hand, just scanning the camp, eyes filled with fury.
You got a prisoner of war, Lieutenant Dan.
That does make the decision. Dwayne's going to turn to the big 12-foot thing and say, "Hey, you big old bastard. Why don't you pick on somebody a little bit closer to your size?" And going to impose on it.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
Black
No! No!
That's the red one, right?
That's the
No,
Black
it's
Joker.
the Black Joker.
Sorry, I'm black red colorblind now, and I see that as red. So I think that should be held as gospel. So
It just gives you one glance, and its mouth twists into something that may or may not resemble a smile.
Damn. That is, like, because I shifted the magical shielding, that's my turn.
All right. Brings us to the top of round 2, back to Thomas.
well, I'm still alive. Am I considering engage with this terrible creature?
You are.
Kill the fish. All right. Well, that's not where I like to be. Question: as part of my super awesome, cool magical ability with extra chocolate on top,
Mm-hmm.
wherein I move, I am considered spectral.
Mm-hmm.
That might allow me to perhaps get out of this entanglement.
I would say, if you want, you could simply fall through the wagon and just roll off to the side and be fine.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. He's just gonna like be laying there and like just got braced up basically, Like, honestly, it feels like you just get like a staple gun quick and just like patch the two parts of them together. No,
I
but
mean-
you did a good job. You did an excellent job. And he's just gonna like, I can free action draw a second gun, and then I'm gonna move and just like fall out and roll out. And I think he's gonna take a shot. With Rice.
What's AV?
AV7.
It is a 7 of rams. With 14.
Gotta check one thing. Yeah, no, 14 should do it just fine for me.
That does hit.
Fantastic. Let's get some brutality on that then.
Is a single negative twist. Is that the brutal gun?
Brutal. Oh yeah.
So that flattens out.
I have both my brutal guns out right now.
To a 2 of tomes, that's minor damage.
Yeah, I guess I don't want to do it on just a damage roll. This thing didn't have armor on, did it?
It does have armor.
I'll have to eat it. Yeah, that in an instance, I'm gonna have to just take a shot at it. So I'll take it as is.
How much damage?
It's gonna be 2.
Reduced down to 1, and you are going to trigger its black blood. So Maeve, the horses, and Leroy are all going to take 1 point of damage. As you strike it, and its blood just splatters out and starts burning away like acid.
Oh, fun. All right.
Second shot?
It is alright. Like well, no, because I moved first, right?
All right.
I not to cut myself out here. I'd love to take a second shot, but yeah, no, I'll just state thematically, like he's rolled and took a shot as he was finishing rolling, and then stands back up.
Thankfully, the Nephilim went last turn, so this turn is the various Waldgeist.
Oh no, the trees! I forgot about the Wizard of Oz trees.
Yeah. The only one close enough to do anything is the one that Dwayne was wrestling with. It's gonna hit you with some tangling roots. This is magic, if that matters for anything.
I put the shielding on everybody else. So, nope.
A 3 of tomes for your defense.
What is that, defense or like is it centering?
Defense.
Okay. I'll take one of my cards from the middle. 9.
9 for a total of what?
10.
And it is still gonna hit you.
Oh, I figured I was trying to minimize damage.
Very good call. So that is a -1 twist to damage, which is fantastic because that was a 13, but now it's a 5. So it is 2 reduced down to 1, but it did have a tome, so is going to use Entrench trigger. You gain the following condition until the end of your next turn. Rooted. This character may not walk or take charge actions.
How close is he to me?
I think we said 8 away.
Okay. Well,
I was within because they
they
were pretty much charging.
Oh yeah, you would have had to have been at least within 1 move. So
Yeah.
within 5?
Dang it, not close enough. All right.
What's your movement?
3.
Okay.
They have to be 3 feet, or they have to be 3 meters away for me to pull conditions.
Well, if Dwayne's walk is only 3, then
No, it's 4.
yeah.
But I will say, I just took damage, so hey, Thomas, why don't you heal one?
I'd love to.
You can all draw a card because I shuffled.
Oh, thank Christ.
Hey,
Oh, that's not good.
that doesn't help.
That's a discard card. Alrighty.
Second action. Mm,
Cool.
don't really have anything good. It's gonna hit you with some psychotic influence. So this is willpower.
Is that a magical action?
Yes.
When I am targeted, they lose any suits associated with their magical skill.
All right then. Ooh, that's a 10 of rams. What's your willpower?
Willpower is 5.
Yeah, you're fine. You don't care about psychotic influence.
This is the one thing I'm good at.
All right, trees are done. Maeve.
Okay. Is this thing blocking
No.
the path at all?
Nope.
Okay. And
But you are
Ross
now
is-
alone in the cart. Well, I guess you have Leroy.
technically of the old man.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Everyone get in the cart. Everyone left the cart immediately.
Right. No, yeah, that's what happened. Okay. If I try and circle this sucker, can I pick up Thomas and another person, or am I only going to be able to grab Thomas?
I mean, you could circle around to hit everybody, but he is going to get a disengaging strike to possibly stop you from moving.
Oh, shit. That's right. I have no way to mitigate that, do I? Hang on, let me check. Does cover matter on a hit like that?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Ooh, I need to see if that is a... Because if that's not a action, but just a discard, I might be able to mitigate that and still make this work. Hang on. Here. Gimme. On turn. No, okay. There's no, it's no action. Okay, so on my turn during dramatic time, which holy crap this is, I'm going to discard the ace to circle the wagons, which means
Literally circle the wagon.
severe terrain is soft cover is hard cover. Zero action skill to reassure. I'm coming to get you, you asshat! And she's gonna swing the cart towards Thomas.
Okay. To try to make this. No, that is a 1 of masks. Oh no, that's bad for you.
That's bad.
Never
for me.
mind. Like to cheat?
Even if I cheat, I don't know if I can.
You know it's a 15.
He hits on 15.
It's a 15.
And even if I cheat, I can't stop it.
Well, at least you only get stopped.
Yeah, it does
it's
no
not
damage.
Is that one action? Do I have another?
You do.
Cool.
Try it again. It just, the
Yeah.
claws just grip into the wagon. The horses are pulling, but they can't quite break out.
Yeah, try it again.
That is an 8 of tomes.
That's 12. Not enough.
Unfortunately, unless its attention is diverted, it seems hell-bent in that moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, Thomas is going to get +1 to all of his duels because he's close enough. That's about it.
Ross.
The secret to success here: threaten to kill your party, and they'll all buff you.
I hate you so much right now.
I know you.
Also, hardcover or softcover counts as hardcover and all that jazz for you because you're close enough as well because you can hear me.
Ross.
Let's do some magic bullshit again.
Do it.
So we'll do elemental projectile. We'll do spirit. So that's comes to a 5. We'll boost the damage 1, 2, 3 times, which brings it to 11. And I have 580. So
What's
I need
it?
a 6 of tomes at least.
The 12 of rams.
That doesn't work, so I'm just gonna draw a card. Oh, okay. So here's what we're gonna do now. Because I finally got my card. So we'll do that, but we'll boost the damage an extra time.
10 of tomes.
I don't even need to use my card. That's perfect. That literally hits. That's a 15 versus defense.
Defense 12.
So it hits and ignores armor.
Oof. Okay. How much?
Tell me.
So that's a -1 twist. Oh, that's unfortunate. Threw away a 13 of crows. It is a 5 of masks.
So that's the smallest one?
Yeah.
So 3.
3.
Is that splash?
There's 1 damage to Maeve, the horses, and Leroy.
God damn it.
I'm sorry, but yes, it does do the flash thingy too. Because it's tomes.
Is that a centering?
So sorcery, bright flash. After successfully casting a spell, all characters within 1 yard of the target. Are
Mhm.
they away more than 1 yard?
They're within 1.
Must succeed a 10 centering duel or gain blind.
Hey, what's your centering?
-1 for me. -1.
That's a 6 of rams.
I think you would have the bonus though.
So avoid 9 of rams.
So +3.
So 9 of rams, so I still get blinded.
Sorry.
It just means that you
Nope.
can't. I believe you can't target anything outside of melee range. believe.
Double check.
I could be wrong.
Blind suffer
negative-
2
double
negative
negative.
twists to any action that requires sight.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Does the Nephilim need to make it? Is it the everything within range of the target or the target too?
All characters within 1 yard of the target.
So including itself, yeah.
Yep.
Because I think he did the same thing with the Carver last time we played.
So it's what's the target number?
10.
10. That's a 12 centering. Yeah. But there's a flash of light, and it took some damage. It's actually pretty hurt.
You hear a yelp from Maeve.
Anything else?
I will give imbue protection on Maeve +2.
All right, Wayne.
Ooh. Sorry.
Does that make it raises my defense by 2?
So you take less
So
damage.
what- Yeah, so it reduces the damage you would take by 2, and
Okay.
then once that happens, it goes to +1, and then reduces by 1, and then it goes to 0.
Okay.
So I'm gonna charge the big thing.
I'ma charge it. Hell
Uh.
yeah. What's your attack?
It is +4.
That's an 8 of masks. That's a 12, which does hit.
Okay. I actually get 2 attacks too because of the charge.
Ah, crap. I'm sorry. Dave, you have to do
Yeah?
a centering again. You ended your turn within range of the Insidious Whispers.
-1.
So +2.
So you are already crazy 1, which gives you a
Am I crazy
-1
2 now?
to all mental aspects. So you should have a
Mhm.
-1 to all of this anyways.
Oh, okay. So I have a +1 because of
Uh,
the bonus that I'm getting with the negatives. Okay.
Yeah, -2 +3. That's a 3 of masks.
So crazy 2.
You are crazy 2.
Got it. Thank you. Cool. Cool. I'm never getting out of that, by the way, guys. I can't meet the TN to even break.
You can get
crazy.
help. You can get assistance.
Anybody's gonna assist a Neverborn, really? You think so?
A therapist. A nice therapist.
Therapist. I mean,
Uh-huh,
anyhow.
uh-huh.
I
Joy.
guess-
Back to attack number 1.
It hits.
Hitting.
That's
Uh,
double negative twist for
it's
damage.
fist load, so it ignores one negative twist.
So it's only a single negative twist. It's the minor damage.
Okay, that is 2.
Oof. It is hurt.
And we're doing it again.
That is a 13 of masks.
So that's a 17.
That's going to be a straight flip for damage,
Okay.
which is a 7, so it's moderate damage.
Let's. What? 11 is severe, right?
Yes.
Let's do that.
All right.
Which, that is 5.
5. It is going to do 1 damage to Maeve, to the horses, and to Leroy. How would you like to kill this thing?
Just with a big old, like, 1-2, like, reaching up as high as possible to get this thing in the jaw and knocking it away from the cart. So,
I guess you would also take 1 for the black blood.
okay. Then,
you
I'll
hit it
heal
twice.
Maeve for 1.
So you all take 2 because you hit it twice.
So Ross's shield pops for the first
Well,
one.
after
and
the first
second.
one, yeah.
Okay, so I take no damage,
Oh,
right?
Yeah, you take nothing.
Okay.
because it's -1 twice. Then I will heal the horses.
Yes, please do. Oh my god.
Good call.
Kill those horses, please.
Just comes sprinting up, just Superman punch into this thing, just bones crack under the blow. It's so weakened from gunshots and magic, it does fall back away from the wagon and starts almost melting into the ground. Unsure if it's slain, but at least for the moment it seems to have no longer be a problem.
And I will say after that, y'all don't need to stay, but I feel like I gotta choose this fight.
Is there still a fight going on?
There's still chaos in the camp. There are more of those trees. There are doppelgangers. You hear rifle shots going off. If it, again, helps, shotgun in hand, just taking multiple pot shots as she drags this prisoner. She starts hobbling over towards your wagon. You, load up. You're being conscripted. And she's just gonna pick up the prisoner just in one hand, toss him into the back of the wagon. And unless anyone is gonna stop her, she's gonna climb in.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm assuming that the rest of you would very quickly fall behind. Or fall in behind. I'm going to take us
Yeah,
out
and
of dramatic time.
if she's giving orders, then at that point, Dwayne would default to that.
The wagon just kicks off. The chaos of the camp is still raging as she lets out a whistle. A series of them, probably some sort of coded message in case something were to happen. And she just plops down in the back of the wagon. The prisoner, a little more bloody than you remember seeing him. But she says nothing, just eyes closed. Shotgun still gripped, white knuckle grasp in one hand.
I feel like Dwayne would say, "I'm sorry. I had a bad feeling. I should have warned you."
Your fault. We knew we were being tailed by something.
Where to?
Out of the marsh. Half a mile out. We stop when the sun rises. What's left of my men will join us.
I'll shout that up to Maeve.
Oh, she's already. No, we're gone. As soon as she hopped in the back and you finally climbed your ass in, we are out. Because she was gonna yell at you. She was gonna flat out just berate you to get in the fucking cart.
With that, you'd all have some time to patch your wounds, to reload your weapons, to discuss what the hell just happened and what the hell is happening next. But that's going to happen another time when we should have a full motley crew here, and we'll see what happens next. This is one of those turning points that I like to do where I simply set up an event, I define a few possible outcomes, but for the most part, this is one of those player choice driven crossroads. And you all made a choice. Oh boy. But
I feel bad because I feel like I drug people into my choice.
it's gonna be great.
Great choice.
So I do want to make a very interesting point. My final 2 cards for the night: aces and eights. That's the dead man's hand, sir. That was an omen.
Also, I don't know if you had planned for this, but my mind destiny is you will find the answer you cannot speak. And Dwayne did not trust his own senses enough to warn people in the camp.
Well, we're gonna talk about how we're all destined to die, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll chat.
These all bring us to die or something weird.
All right, but I do want to thank you all for being here, for being a wonderful cast and crew. Thank you to our lovely audience for coming and support us. We literally can't do this without you. Thank you for putting up with my raspy voice. Hopefully it'll be healed very soon. But I want to give everyone a chance one more time to tell the people who you are, and if you're working on any projects that people can check out, where they can find it. We will start screen left and move to screen right, starting with Jeff.
Hi, I am Jeff at the Beardo on Twitter and Twitch. Don't have a lot of projects, though. The new expansion World of Warcraft's coming out, so that means I'm taking vacation time and playing that shit a lot. And we'll be streaming it on the 30th to start because I took too much vacation because I have too much vacation left. That's pretty much me. And every other week I'm playing here through the breach.
Yeah. All right. Over to Sin.
Hello, I am Sin Synthetic 20 TTV on Twitch and Twitter. I am back to streaming on Twitch, and this week is actually really exciting because day 2 of the new Pokemon generation, I will be streaming Pokemon this week, which will be a good time. Gonna get very used to my Hot Pepper Gator that I've picked as my starter. And also I have, that's Thursday, Saturday. I have this, but I have a book that should be coming out soon. I'll probably talk about that the next time we meet. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Heck yeah. All right, over to Turk.
Hey everybody, I am Turk or Turk Accented on Twitch and Twitter, and I'm gonna take this hat off and bring back my normal voice. It was me the whole time. I was, of course, playing Thomas Bluefingers Withermore, the nicest member of the group because everyone clearly really enjoys having him around, and I shot all the bad guys. No, that was Hoop coughing, but I would like to think that was Hoop having to restrain laughter. So, if you want to see more of me and my face and the things I do, well, I have great news. You can catch me Sundays here on Lost Caravan as we get into some Carrick and Trade Barony shenanigans with Necromancers. Should be a lot of fun. That story's been going on for a while, so of course you can catch the rest of that if you're not caught up on YouTube. Then on the 22nd, I'll be over on Neon Lights Roleplay with a Blade's Will. Also, maybe this weekend we're looking at Frozen Rain, unconfirmed. We're trying to figure it out. But we'll get back to you on that. And of course, the best way to find out about that is through social medias. So Tuesday, Blade's Will. Wednesday, Icon. Right? Maybe? Possibly?
Hope so.
Hope so. So, you know, usher in, if you're on the East Coast, usher in Thanksgiving Eve by watching some really awesome fantasy, you know, Final Fantasy Tactic-esque situations. And, of course, we'll be back here with Through the Breach and more Lancer and all this awesome, cool stuff leading you into December. With
Heck
also
yeah.
some, you know, Fabula Ultima in the future. Yes, you know, I'm not excited about, you're excited about.
It's
But yeah,
so good.
Make sure you support the 1,000 people that see on your screen here. They are absolutely worth your follows and love, and be sure to check out what they're doing. And remember, be a good person and shoot all the bad guys.
It's some of the
Be
good guys.
But,
And
but,
not your
like,
friends. Don't shoot your friends.
yes, but like, you
Yes.
know, be good people and do good things because the world needs you right now.
Absolutely.
See you later
And
tonight.
over to Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin, Ginger Brigade on Twitch and Twitter. I mostly do game streaming. Thursday, we are probably going to be playing some League of Legends All Random All Mid, ARAM, if you're into that sort of thing. And then on Mondays, I also stream with my friend on the Twitch channel, Little Bunny Fufu. And then I'm on here playing this game, which is amazing. And I was chomping at the bit to get back to it. And I'm really glad that you got enough of a voice to come back to it because, oh my God.
Same.
Oh my God. But yeah, so I'm planning on trying to do more TTRPG stuff with Lost Caravan, so maybe you'll see me later. Awesome. But mostly I'm on Twitch streaming video games. Anything that tickles my fancy because screw the algorithm. I'm just going to play what I want.
Algorithm be damned. Just kidding,
Algorithm
algorithm.
be damned.
Lord Algorithm, we
love
bow
you, we
to
love
you.
you.
Look, you guys got a handle on it. My algorithm's different. It's fine.
If I understood the algorithm,
No
I
one
would
understands
be
the
all
algorithm.
for it. It just-
Nobody does.
No one understands it. It's random.
And sure,
Blessed
yes,
be
we
the
love.
regulation.
Sure, we love Thomas. That's why I saved him. Obligation. I needed your guns.
That's what they all say. Which
Mhm.
guns?
All of them.
All of them.
Of course, I'm Andrew, your games master for the evening and for most evenings around here. Although you are going to see a bunch of friendly faces behind the DM seats in the coming weeks, because we got a bunch of great people that want to tell a bunch of great stories, and I am here to support it. Our casting call for December might be going up pretty soon. We were talking about what games to throw up on it, and a little bit of spoilers. But if you've heard of a game called Gun and Slinger, that's on the docket. It's a post-apocalyptic game. It's for 2 players and 1 GM. One player is the traveler, the gunslinger, and the other player is the gun. It's
Okay.
yeah, it's super cool. We also are planning some 10 Candles, some Arc Doom, and in total contrast to our usual games where we go and kill monsters, we're planning a game called Monster Care Squad, where you go and you help monsters. I'm very excited. It's
So much cool stuff and not enough time, Hoop.
yeah, I know the feeling.
You've slain Turk with cute.
Too much stuff, not enough schedule.
Yes, exactly.
All right,
That's what the VODs are for.
yes. Thank you again for being here. Y'all are amazing. I'm going to throw a raid over to the Lollygaggers, because they are also amazing. And, yeah, like Turk said, be good people, do good things, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody.